Jay here from Stretford Paddock, and this is the Real Betis Watchalong. So, we've got my old favourite out with me. Not that you're old, but one of my favourites. Mr. David Pritt. How are we doing, Dave?
Good, thank you. Glad to be here, really, because I nearly wasn't here because of if it weren't for the weather.
Yeah, we're like your second choice, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? You're my first choice, and you're only here because that Stretford Paddock FC game's been called off.
Yeah.
Because of the snow. So,
the
can't play in snow.
Have you heard this?
It's a bit cold.
No, we can play in it. You're allowed to play in it.
Right.
But the car park and the pathways haven't been gritted, so it's health and safety.
Oh, you can't do anything nowadays. Health and safety's gone mad. I'll tell you, game's gone. Well, listen, Stretford Paddock FC's loss is Stretford Paddock's gain because we've got you for the watch along. Manchester United playing Real Betis, of course. A pre-season friendly. Hopefully, it'll be a better result than the recent Kiddies game because that was a bit of a shambles. Well, I know it's only a friendly and we can't look too much into it, but you don't want to see your team losing, regardless of how unimportant it is.
Yeah, I don't know, really. These lads are getting the chance. I mean, there are a lot of youngsters playing, weren't they, as well? So,
yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. You don't want to be too harsh on them. I know some people will sort of go, oh, my God, this is ridiculous. Listen, I like a lot of the players we used the other day, but let's face facts, none of them really start for Manchester United when everyone's fit and when everyone's back from the World Cup. We'll go into the team. You can see it on your graphics there for today. You've got David De Gea in goal. Ironically, he's probably had a bit of a boost today, hasn't he? Because who's that kid we've been linked with from... is it Benfica he's at? The goalkeeper. Yes. Diogo Costa. Who's not exactly covering himself in glory as in this World Cup.
Yeah, but...
including today.
It sounds harsh, doesn't it? But I think we have to keep looking for options because... He's not been great, has he, De Gea, in the past couple of years?
And I understand the argument about De Gea, but I just feel like that Costa... I'm not
saying he's the answer, but...
Porto, sorry, not Benfica. Thank you, producer Ethan. Porto, sorry, not Benfica. Yeah, he you know, I know you can't judge people just off the World Cup, but he doesn't look that impressive. Certainly not that impressive that you go, he's the one to replace David De Gea. Anyway, I digress. David De Gea in goal. Brandon Williams, Ted Menge, Victor Lindelof, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka as your back four. Brandon Williams, almost become the forgotten man. The forgotten man of North Manchester.
I think it's a shame what happened to him. He was really good, wasn't he? Once again, we said about this on the last watch along we were on. About Luke Shaw. Brandon Williams comes in, showing Luke Shaw up. And then Luke Shaw decided to start playing again, and then he just took over, and then they never really gave Brandon another shot. He sent him out on loan. He did okay at Norwich. He wasn't...
Well, he did it, I mean, we were talking about this the other day, and I don't know how much you can look into this, because no disrespect to Norwich, but I don't think they exactly had a season for the ages when Brandon Williams was there. But I think he came third in their fans poll of the player of the season, which indicates that he was at least one of the better players of a bit of a bad bunch. So it's not like he went there and it was a disaster. Because it's weird, you look at someone like Andy Martial, of course, and I know it's a completely different position and a completely different situation, but he went to Sevilla and it was a disaster. Yeah, he scored, I think, 1 goal in the Europa League. Like Lopetegui was the manager there, I think, at the time. He was heavily critical of him. So it didn't work out at all. He comes back pre-season, straight back in the United team and starts shining. And, you know, now when he's fit, he's probably a regular. Brandon Williams goes on loan, does all right, still relatively young, comes back, and tonight doesn't seem to fancy him, despite the fact he's like today.
You think if fullbacks were injured and they were looking for a player, you'd think he'd compromise another player in another position to play in there rather than think, oh, we've got Brandon Williams here.
Yeah.
So this game could be decent for him if, you know, Ten Hag can have a look at him and just, maybe not even his performance today, just what his attitude's like, because that's his main factor for me. He's been captain for all the youth levels, going all the way up. Same with Menge, he's captained as well. So, you know, the leaders in each team, and to be fair, both of them, they'd die for this club.
They would, yeah. I like a bit. I do like Brandon Williams, and hopefully we can see a bit more of him in the future. Ted Menge's another youngster. He's a bit. He's one who a couple of years ago it was like this, almost like this whispering campaign. Yeah, to try and get him into the team, try and get him into the squad. I think it was a bit premature. He's had a bit of a time of it, hasn't he?
I think Kobe Mainoo's getting a bit of this now, and I mean, I've been at fault for it as well, but when he was 15, 16, he was just unbelievable. Don't get me wrong, he's still great. Like, when he went out into Derby, you know, even Rooney praised him and stuff like that, but...
Yeah. Went to Birmingham last year, didn't he? Played 10 games in all competitions for Birmingham. I mean, he's not had the games, has he?
He is a decent player, though, really is a decent player, and I think it'll come, you know, people, because because he was so young when he first hit the scene. I think people expect him to be like that straight away, but it'll come for him definitely.
So you're confident we'll see a bit more of Menge?
Yeah.
Good lad. Do get involved in the chat and the comments, and I will get into some of your comments in a minute. And make sure you are hitting that like button as well. The game kicks off in about 25 minutes. McTominay, Zidane Iqbal, and Donny van der Beek in the midfield. I would argue 2 of them have got a future Manchester United Football Club.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which 2 are you going for?
I'm going for Scott McTominay.
Yep.
And Zidane Iqbal.
Yeah, I mean, completely agreeing with you there. Zidane Iqbal took his chance in pre-season, really showed what he's about. Because I think, for me, and I can only speak for myself, I didn't know a lot about Zidane. I knew he was a good player, good on the ball, and can get stuck in. I didn't know if he would be able to make that step up. I was wary because, you know, the one I think who's watched him the most is Adam McCullough. You can't ask him anything about him because Adam McCullough will tell you that Zidane Iqbal is the greatest player ever. And he, you know, if he took a lie detector test, he'd pass.
Yeah.
Because he firmly believes that, because he loves the kid. Whereas, you know, if you want a bit more balanced view, it's difficult. So I've not seen enough of him. I know you praised him as well. But when I saw him in that pre-season, I was very impressed.
The thing is, and it's the same with Savage at the moment. I think Zidane's probably ahead of Savage at the moment. But when you saw them two in the under-18s or the under-17s, and even in the under-19s in the Europa Youth League, they were young lads, quite slight. They weren't strong on the ball, but brilliant passes. A pair of them could see passes short and far. But now Zidane seems to like matured a bit. He's put on a bit of muscle. He looks strong, and I think in the next couple of years are vital for him. And I think he could really push on.
I agree. I think we need to look after this kid, handle him in the right way.
Got a skinhead now as well.
Everyone goes down that route, don't he? Eventually, he's learned none of this hair malarkey. It's overrated. Van der Beek, McTominay, he's obviously done well under Eric Ten Hag.
I think I was talking this the other day to a mate of mine. It's McTominay was always a number 9, number 10. You know,
it's mad that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Think of McTominay as a striker.
The games where everyone gone, look, he looks all right, McTominay. He's been playing high up the pitch, and it's like that's his natural position. When he's been criticised, it's always been his defensive duties, or he's not really been getting there. But all growing up, he's been that attacking player rather than defensive player.
Yeah.
So you can understand why when he's gone forward, he's looked good.
No, he has. I mean, at one point, I think it was the season before last, he had about 8 goals by Christmas or something, and it was like, right, this could be. And then he didn't score again, I think, for the rest of the season. But it was a spell.
Plus, he had them 2 in 4 minutes against Leeds, which was great.
Mate, give him a statue. Yeah. Seriously, that's enough for me. That was one of my favourite moments.
The watch-along?
Yeah, I just loved it. Absolutely, I fucking hate Leeds United. I'm not gonna lie to you. So going 2-0 up against them in 2 minutes, and when you had that clip, that guy,
that's what I meant, yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about our watch along. That guy on, and what they've done on this, I don't know if you saw it. Right, when United played Leeds, we've not played them in the Premier League for 17 years, right? So there was a lot of talk about. I did a thing for the BBC, Football Focus, where they interviewed myself and a couple of other United fans and journalists, and they interviewed some Leeds fans, and they're all, oh, this is the biggest game ever. This is the one we've been waiting for, waiting 17 years for this. And then what they did on the Leeds United sort of YouTube family, community, whatever you want to call it, they got a load of the channels together, like the 4 main channels, and they did like a Zoom watch along, so they're all like in different screens, all these different Leeds fans, all these different channels. And there was one, I can't remember what the name of the channel is. Forgive me if I could.
Couple on it.
Yeah. So there's a man and a woman like together, like partners. And they're doing this build up for the game, and it's like they're fucking talking about it for about an hour before kick-off. Like, can't wait for this. We've waited for so long. I hate. Like, there's this guy, right? I had a couple, the man and a woman. The girl's about, I don't know, maybe 25. The lad's about 40 or whatever. So you can tell he's he remembers when United and Leeds were going toe to toe, and when they got relegated and all that. So he's got a lot of venom towards United. He's like, I hate United. I hate them. I can't wait for this. We'll do them today and all this, right? Game's kicked off. And we've scored sort of straight away, haven't we? And his head's gone a bit, right? He started effing and jeffing, right? But then I think it was the second goal that sent him proper
You're
over
both
the edge.
McTominay,
yeah,
weren't they?
both. McTominay's got the second, which again was about a minute later. And she's had to close the laptop. She's had to end it because his head's gone. And then obviously he went
Never comes
viral.
back?
Never comes back. Like they're out of that watch along. Like, God knows what went on. But yeah, it was hilarious. So if you can get a chance, I think we posted it on our socials I posted it on my own socials about 12 times. So yeah. McTominay, yeah, future's bright for him. Donny van der Beek. No.
had his chance.
I can't keep saying the jury's out on someone for 3 years.
Joe's been out on 3 years,
I know.
but according to
He's
some
not
fans,
15.
He's the greatest footballer that's ever graced Old Trafford.
Just a bit of breaking news. Diogo Dalot has gone off in the Portugal game. We will give you an update from the Portugal game. Injured, potential hamstring, so hopefully that's nothing too serious. I hope for him, just immediately, if they do get through Portugal, another 1-0 down, that's not the end of his World Cup. And also, more longer term, I hope that he's not injured for any length of time for Manchester United, because we need him back. He's obviously been an integral part of Erik ten Hag's plans. I think he's played every minute of any Premier League game, apart from the one he was suspended for.
I'm not good.
Yeah, I think I'm right on that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Donny, you're not part of Donny Van der Beek FC, are you?
No, not at all. And I just don't understand how people are still giving him so much hype and say, oh, he's just not been given enough chances, which is absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
He's been given more than enough chances, and it's shown that he's not good enough. The fact that Ten Hag's come in, who's worked with him, and everyone said, oh, once Ten Hag comes in, you'll see the best of Donny van der Beek. I'm still not seeing it.
You've got to do something, haven't you, eventually?
Yeah.
Like, I get he's not had a run in the team, and I get he had to do some feature and a lot of cameos, but he's had starts. He's had games.
He's had plenty of minutes.
Yeah, he's had, and we're Manchester United. You can't have 2.5 years, whatever it's been, and still not have done anything to get
you just
get yourself in the squad.
You just got to ask yourself as well, if we're trying to get top 4, let's just say at the moment. I know it's not great to say that's what we're aiming for, but we are.
Yeah.
Would any of them put teams in that place? You say, if you offered him Donny van der Beek, would they take him?
He went to Everton on loan, and he did all right there, but that's not Chelsea or City.
All right,
Liverpool,
he didn't.
He got injured, didn't he?
He didn't go. Yeah, but he didn't
went
go
15 games. He went there, and he missed half of them.
But when he played, he didn't look like, oh, this is what we're
I spoke to one of the lads from, I think it was the Blue Room, or it was either the Blue Room or the Sophie Blues, one of the channels that I speak to, and they were saying, especially at Goodison, he did well, but away from home, it wasn't that great. And also, then he got injured, so he missed a load of games. He didn't prove himself there. He didn't really go there and smashed it. So yeah, I think Donny van der Beek's on borrowed time. Get involved in the chat and the comments. We'll get to your comments in a minute. Alejandro Garnacho, is he the greatest Argentinian ever?
Spanish, Argentinian.
Yeah. Spanish, Argentinian hybrid. If we can say that. Is that offensive? I don't know.
No, I don't think it is. Mum's Spanish, his dad's
the
other way around.
Mixed heritage. We've all been there.
But yeah, just disappointed he didn't go to the World Cup.
I am.
Should
have. Do you know what I mean?
I'd have actually kind of wanted Argentina to do something, but
I still love Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah, I do, but
more than life
hate
itself.
Argentina.
Why?
I just don't like.
Argentina. You just get over the Falklands. Why are you still? You weren't even alive when it happened. Why are you so bothered about a war that happened 5 years, whatever it was, 10 years before you were born?
Horrible, aren't they? Just diving, horrible, cheating, and just no.
Right.
Apart from Martinez, he's all right.
I don't mind. Like you, the hand of God.
They break your heart
before you were born.
You break your heart,
and the Falklands conflict was before you were born. And those two things are so degrading you that you don't.
We get him. We think he's going to be great.
Yeah. Okay.
Go.
Right.
Tevez comes along. We'd won the Champions League with the greatest thing ever. Then he does what the Argentinians for you.
3 words. Marcus Rojo. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, there was a couple of games, but I can't remember what year it was. I went to 2 away games in a row.
4 words. Marcus Rojo's toast. Yeah. Have you ever seen that picture of Marcus Rojo's toast? If you can't love that man, I don't know.
No, I love him for the Palace away and Everton away, back-to-back games, where he right in front of the United fans did the worst challenges you'll ever see. Yeah. And
how he never got sent off.
Brilliant.
Is one of life's mysteries.
Yeah.
Like, he did 3 stonewall red cards.
But he was 2 in a row, two back-to-back games, and he brilliant.
Was it Colchester as well, the Rabona? Like, what was he doing there? Why was he doing
to be fair, he's like bringing it back up, and
he was mint.
You know,
like, he's the definition of like cult hero, because he wasn't that good.
I know,
but you loved him.
Yeah.
Did we sign him and he was wanted for beating up his neighbour? He was in court next week, so I'm like, he can't come over yet. Why? Because he's got a court case pending. Apparently, they signed him United, right? This is what Steve was telling me, and I believe him. Because I remember when I used to do the press conference at the time, and we'd signed him and announced we'd signed him. And 3 weeks later, he was still in Argentina. And everyone in the press conference was like, what's going on with Marcus Rowe? And Louis Van Gaal said, there was a problem with the work permit, right? It's a bit odd, but fair enough. And it turns out we'd signed him. Steve was telling me, someone like in the office, not even like the coaching staff or the scouts or anyone, had Googled him to find out a bit about him, and it had come up like Marcus Rojo court case. And they were like, this guy's in court next week for swatting his neighbour or something. And they were like, what? And he had to wait until that was resolved. Apparently, like, his neighbour dropped charges. You know, he's now lives in a nice big new house that United probably bought him.
Yeah,
allegedly. So yeah, that Marcus Rojo made me not hate Argentinians as much as you do. Gabriel Hines didn't do myself.
Exactly, there's another one. You know what I mean?
The Angel Di Maria as well. Do you know what I mean? But I don't like. You can't just go, well, these players.
You can't.
So that means all of Argentina. Because you know what I mean?
Garnacho, like I said, he's part Spanish, so he's fine.
Wow. Do you know what I mean? If you are watching our friends in Argentina, forgive Dave and his absolute horrible views.
I'm only joking.
Do you know what I mean? He's just gutted about the fact
it's
that
just Argentinian footballers.
He still watches the Hand of God videotape, just fumes at it.
Just like
he's like Peter Shilton.
Big hero, man.
Yeah. Him and Peter Shilton, Brexit voting together. Anthony Martial leading the line. Good to see him getting some minutes.
Yeah, I hope he does well. I mean, I've been critical of him, but when he plays well, he's great to watch, isn't he?
Do you know what? It's weird because I've always stuck up for Anthony Martial and been like, Tony M when he's on it, he's a great player. But last season I was beginning to think, I don't think this is going to happen.
No, I thought the same, and I was probably a bit overcritical. But if he comes good, he's brilliant.
What changed it for me was when we was over in Thailand for pre-season. We bumped into him in the lift, and he was all right. He was nice.
Sound.
And that was it.
That's all you need.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm just 100% on the Martial FC. Yeah, because Maka was obviously chatting to him. Maka loves him, and I was like, you know what? You sound him. Yeah. I love the guy. But he did play well in pre-season. When he's played this season, which has been rare, he has done well. His goal-scoring ratio has been fantastic. Anthony Elanga. This kid seems to have fallen from favour very quickly with the United fan base. Now, when me and you were doing the academy review, you used to rave about him. He had his signature move, cutting him from the left and banging it in top bins. That was his thing.
More or less every game.
Yeah. He's not really done that in the first team.
He's had ups and downs. He has looked good in certain games, and he has scored goals as well.
No.
I just think now probably the shine's off him a little bit with Garnacho. But I'd like to see him given a few more shots. I think this might be good for him, but he's always a good option to have off the bench because I'm pretty sure, I mean, I can't think of anyone else who's faster than him in the United squad as well. He's just rapid, and if he's one of them, if you bring him off the bench against a tired team, you need a goal, he'd work wonders.
Was it the Villa game the other week at Old Trafford where he was absolutely... I was there. My memory's shocking.
Where
he set up
the cup game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Where he had a stormer, and then obviously the Fulham game where he gets his last-minute goal, a really good finish as well. Really good, really, did everything right, and then buried it. And I think when you got a player like that, he's flying. Just don't overuse him, but play him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like for some of these games, you can use him. Do you know what I mean? And it's like. When you've got someone like that who's banging in goals, who's scaring defenders, then you've just got to keep sort of, getting the most out of him. With Elanga, where do you see him in 2 years' time?
It's hard. It could go either way, really.
Well, obviously.
Well, it could just stay down the middle. No.
It could make it or it could not make it. Yeah, those are your two options. I'm asking you which one's it going to be. Hey, Mr. Politician here. Hey,
what we're going to do
is say, yeah, on the one hand, this could happen.
I'm hoping he does well, but I can see him. I'm just hoping it works out.
Do you know what?
But with Garnacho coming through, with Garnacho coming through, he's like taking the shine off Elanga a little bit. But the thing is with Elanga is, I don't know if it's been good for him or bad for him. He's just like past few years as well, put on a load of weight in the gym, just like got massive.
Has he gone down that route?
So I don't know if that's affected his game at all, but maybe he's got to get used to playing with that extra weight and extra muscle on. But I've seen him at his best, and when he's at his best, he's unbelievable.
I just want to give a shout out to Matej Persanadsky, who's joined the members. Thank you for joining the academy. If you are joining the academy as well, we've got the 12 days of Paddock, which is running very soon. Every day for 12 days. If you remember, you're in the draw to win a prize, and at the end of it, 500 quid is the big prize there. You can win 500 quid. We send that to you straight away, so that could be a bit of a Christmas bonus. Moving on to the bench, Mr. Pritt. I mean, there's lots going on there. Bishop, Heaton, Dubravka. I mean...
Got a nice car.
He's got a nice car.
We drove past him on the way to Old Trafford once.
I don't want to point the finger at him for what went on against Kiddies, but it was a bit of a reminder that, you know what, he's not that good.
Yeah, but what's he been brought in for, really?
Yeah, because there's some people go, maybe Dubravka could take over.
It's never.
No, it's
it's
not.
never. When we bought League,
that's what I mean. It's just a bit of a
when League
reminder.
One come in, did we think he's going to be the number one?
I thought, yeah,
Did you?
I did because he
had a bald head.
Brown and he's bald. I loved him. Shoretire.
Shola.
I feel like I don't know. The momentum is gone.
It's hard to say. He's still very young. You got to remember when the talk started coming around about him, he was 14, 15.
Yeah.
And I think United have been careful with him because how young he was. He's still a kid at the end of the day. What is he, 18, 19?
Yeah.
The amount of time he's been talked about is people are expecting him to be like 20, 22, but he's still a kid. It's plenty of time for him.
Yeah, no, I agree. We're too quick sometimes to dismiss players. I think Shoretire could still have a future, although this season and next season is going to be the one. I'll get into some of the comments and then we'll go back to it. The Polish Wonder says, these two are my favourite presenters. Thank you, Polish Wonder. Ozzy Gamola says, would love Mengi to shine. John O'Connor says, all right, lads, come on, United. Charlie Savage, you've already sort of spoken about. Very good pre-season. And it makes me laugh when he's like, you see these sort of comments or statements like, oh, you know what? He's stepping out of his dad's shadow, or
no, he never did.
Or he's in there because of his dad. His dad wasn't good enough for Manchester United.
No.
So being Robbie Savage's son isn't going to get you in the United squad.
Of course it hasn't. And if you actually Robbie Savage talk about, or Robert as he was at United. Robert Savage when he was at United. Yeah. He said exactly the same thing. The reason Charlie's done so well is because of Charlie.
Yeah, it's nothing to do like that's not helpful to you.
No,
it's not like he's
it's a story though, isn't it? Where people,
it's just like if it was I don't know, maybe Wayne Rooney's son or whatever. I think he is.
He's at United.
Yeah,
so those Ronaldo's.
Yeah, you might go okay.
Well, it might not be anymore.
Yeah, but Robbie Savage never played for Manchester United's first team.
That's 92 though.
So
he's better than Phil Neville.
Don't get me started, Dave. Don't you know where this will go? Joe Hugill.
Yeah, decent. From the northeast, like
Ethan, yeah, he's another. He's carried sort of gone through the same career trajectory as producer Ethan.
Yeah.
He's left the northeast to come and find his fame and fortune at England's greatest city.
I like Hugill, and he was obviously brought in at the same time as McNeil. McNeil was in the 18s. Hugill went to the 23s, even the same age, because of Hugill's taller and a bit bigger. But once again, injuries with players have stopped him from performing and doing well, but I hope he gets his chance again.
No, I do. And again, I know we keep saying it, but some of these lads are very, very young. And also for a striker as well, not everyone's a Marcus Rashford who bursts onto the scene at 18.
Yeah. A
lot of strikers sort of take, a little while to get going. Charlie McNeil, similar to Hugo, loved the kid. Going to score loads of goals, has scored loads of goals. Probably a season too soon for him to be featuring predominantly this season. Next season, I think we'll see more of him, and I hope we do. Emeran.
No, Emeran.
No, yeah. What do you know about this kid?
I remember when he first come to United, I'm pretty sure he was injured for quite a while. But when he's played, he's looked good. When did I last see him? Was the game at Old Trafford, the under-21 game.
Right.
I think he did all right, but yeah, he's a decent enough player. Once again, hopefully he can shine a bit.
How important do you think these games are, Dave? I know it's weird because it's middle of the season.
It's the middle of the season.
Middle of the season, but or friendlies. Let's say pre-season friendly, even though it's not pre-season. How important do you think they are for these youngsters to be in that dressing room with the first team manager, playing alongside first team players? Because, all right, there's not many of them, but David De Gea is a first team player. Vince Lindelof is a first team player. I know he doesn't always start. Scott McTominay is a first team player. Anthony Martial is a first team player. And the manager's the manager of Manchester United. It's not, it's not the academy manager. How important do you think it is for these youngsters?
I think it's important, but you got to remember these lads probably train a lot with the first team. You see it quite a lot with the training pictures. But what's surprising, the amount of, I think, with the amount on the bench, because I don't know how many are actually going to play. Because
the Moroccan lad there just went through to make it 2-0 with 1 minute to go or 2 minutes to go, but the keeper's made a save. Go on.
Because I think it's this Tuesday they're in the EFL Cup or Papa John's Trophy Cup, whatever it's called now, playing Bolton at the Reebok or whatever that's called now.
Bolton Community Stadium,
the Reebok.
Ethan says that. Yeah,
the Reebok. So I'm sure a few of these lads will be playing in that game. So
Bolton Ales, don't they?
did they?
Yeah. Honestly, bro, they do Munich chants and all sorts.
Really?
They had like Glazers in chants signs. They hate United, Bolton.
Oh, well,
fans.
to be fair, every time we went there, we always did it. Rooney and Sahar were
Yeah, it was
especially good
weird
at
though,
beating them.
because like you're not a rival. Like who are you?
Bolton Blackburn, I thought.
Yeah, like that's like
But
Stoke
Blackburn
Ales
Ales
as
as
well.
well,
Like
yeah.
it's just weird.
Just
These
it's like
little
not that
provincial towns who somehow think they've got some rivalry with Manchester United, even though we don't bother with them, and we just used to take 6 points off them every season.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I left them.
Who else have we got? Let me just get back to my list there. We've got Bernard.
Deschamps Bernard.
Yeah. What's going on with him?
I don't know. He was out on loan, wasn't he? Where was he at? Was it last season? Was that? I think he was in. Salford.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
He did well. Then the manager changed and he wasn't played. And then I think he came back and did all right. But he's. I like him. I think he's a decent player. How old is he now?
The problem with Bernard, I was talking to, is it Simon Preston the other day, the Jamaica scout. I did something for his channel, and he was asking me about Bernard, and I said I love the kid. From what I saw, I remember seeing little bits of him. He looked really, really impressive. But he's 22, and we've got to be realistic. That is make or break time for you now. And
it really is.
It's more break than make. You're not. If you're 19, 20 even, you can get away. People, give him another loan spell. Give him another. Do you know what I mean? Give him another couple of seasons or another season. Let's see what he's about. Now it's like he's what 8th choice centre back, 7th choice centre back.
He's probably
and is he ever going to get the opportunity to show us he's good enough?
To be honest, it's probably.
I'd love it if he did.
It'd be great, but realistically, looking at it, it may not work out at United. But I think he'll have a decent career.
I hope so. I want all these lads to have good
Yeah,
careers.
but he's proven he can play league football and
Yeah, he
do
played
well
at
at
Hull.
it.
I think he
Yeah,
played
Hull as well. That's
26 games last season. So he's he's certainly a lot to like about Bernard. He's a classy player, man.
Yeah, we got him from Chelsea, I think, as well.
Yeah, he's Cockney, isn't he? Gerardo, do you know much about this kid?
Yeah, fullback,
Yeah.
Spanish, decent.
We've also got Hardley.
Bjorn.
Yep. Bennett.
He's a youth cup winner.
Yeah.
Captain one here as well.
Yeah, I think so. Hanson Aaron. R-O-N.
Isaac.
Aaron. He's had a lot of hype. Say hype, that's a bit harsh because people think you mean he's not good enough, but he's had a lot of attention.
Yeah, he's a decent player. I mean, his close control dribbling is really good, and he's the last game I saw him live was at Old Trafford. He looked the most player to score a goal. Really, he looked good. I think McNeil was on the right, and I think his link up with him was great. Yeah, he's a decent player.
Kobe Mainoo.
Yeah, I'm not going to say much about him. I think he's brilliant.
Well, by the way, Morocco are through to the World Cup semi-finals. Portugal are out. Ronaldo's in bits, apparently.
Oh, good.
I've just seen images of him crying. Do you know what? And forgive me, I actually do feel a little bit sorry for him. I do.
Fuck him.
Wow. Do you know what? You sit here, right, and you praise Gabriel Heinze and Angel Di Maria and Peter Schmeichel, and you hate the GOAT.
I don't hate him.
No. I do feel a little bit sorry for him.
That's glorious from Morocco.
We've got some quotes, actually. Eric Ten Hag. Am I halfway down that, or am I reading the right one? Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. He said on Cristiano Ronaldo, I wanted him to stay the first moment until now. He wanted to leave, but before the interview, he never told me anything. In the summer, Cristiano said, I will tell you 7 days if I want to stay. Then he came back and said, I want to stay. So he's obviously, a
bullshitter.
Well, yeah, that's one way of putting it, I suppose. But yeah, looks like Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, let's just move on, innit?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, Eric Ten Hag also on the fans. We've got another quote from here. He says, what I feel is that in the summer, there was a little bit of disconnection between the club and the players and the fans. Now I feel a connection. We want to keep that process going because we want to make a reconnection. We want to be unified. Saying the right things, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just, media trained that answer that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he's not going to come out and go, do you know what? The fans are fucking shit, honestly. I heard they were shit, but even I was surprised at just how shit they were. Do you know what I mean? I'm only here because I get paid a load of money. Like, imagine if he said that. Yeah. Kobe Manu, Murray as well.
Sam Murray. Is it Sam Murray that?
I believe so. Yeah. Forgive me. I presume it is.
Because I think pretty sure there's 2 Murrays. But
right. Let's wait and find out then before I make the wrong one. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know if it is Sam Murray. Clayton M says, Jay, what's your opinion on Felix? Personally, why would we don't have 4 left wingers? Second, though we have 4 left wingers. Sorry. Second, Jude B, top priority, wage or transfer fee. No limits. Whoever gets Jude Bellingham, their midfield is set for a decade or all other possibilities. Can't wait. Right, so Felix. Yao Felix.
Hansen Aaron starting.
Oh, is it? Oh, what's going on there then? Got a bit of duff information there. What do you reckon of Felix? Would you have him at United?
I don't know.
I tell you what, Dave, you have stuck your neck out on this watch along so far.
Put me on the spot.
Anthony Langer could go one way or the other. And would you have Felix? I don't know. Right. Well, do you know what I mean? There's no need to be so controversial. We've cleared that out there. There you go. Why not? Yeah. Fergal McClements in the super chat said, mad that United could have 9 players in the semi and could end up with only Varane. Oh, could have had 9 players in the semi and could end up with only Varane and Martinez in it. Yeah, because England obviously got 3.
Is it players. Not? Well, it's going to be Morocco England final now.
Do you reckon?
Get beat by Morocco.
Hey, do you hate Morocco as well as much as you hate Argentina? Yeah. You love Morocco.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you love Morocco?
Why not?
Why? Do you know anything about Morocco?
What have you got against Morocco?
I've not got anything against them.
Well, you seem like you
have. I'm
not
going to say I love them because I don't know anything about Morocco and there's no affiliation
whatsoever. I just appreciate what they've done in the past 2 games.
I only know Marrakesh is one of the cities.
What a name that is.
Yeah. And, you know, Hakim Ziyech is the only player before this World Cup I even knew.
But they've just won 2 games in a row and they've made me really like him.
Right, okay, fair enough. I'm not knocking Morocco.
You were slagging him off.
No, and it is nice to see an African country get to the semi-finals of a World Cup for the first time ever, especially when you've got.
Is that true? Yeah.
Yeah, because we've had Ghana, I think, in the quarters and Cameroon in the quarters. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure the production team will clarify that. But I think they are the first African team
kicked off here as well
to get to the World Cup. Martin P makes a good point. I'm gutted for Bruno Delo, but I'm happy CR7 cannot have the World Cup. I am gutted for Bruno and Delo. Bruno's got one more World Cup in him, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
What is he? 27 now. He'll do another one.
I hope they win it. I hope Portugal win the next one.
So you don't want England to win the next World Cup? Wow. You, a fully fledged Brexit voting with St. George in my heart, keep me English type of guy, right? Doesn't want England to win the World Cup. I am amazed, right?
I want any of the British teams to win.
Can I just clarify? He's not a Brexit voting with St. George in my heart type of person. He made the mistake of having a Union Jack on his Twitter bio once, and I'm not letting him forgive
I still got it. I'll never ruin it because of you.
Yeah, that's good. United have started against. Have we got the Real Betis team? Do we know? Yeah. I presume we know. Sorry, yeah, because the game's kicked off.
That's got to be.
Thank you, my friend.
If that wasn't a friendly, I think Brandon would be getting a card there.
Brandon getting a card after 1 minute 20 seconds.
I think he's got away with it because it's a friendly, but
yeah,
it wasn't typical Brandon Williams really. It was great to watch him for the under-18s though.
Yeah.
Is his tackle?
Yep. We've had it clarified. See, I didn't even need to know that. I knew it already. First African team to reach the semis.
Yeah, Brandon Williams, the biggest wind-up merchant you'll ever meet. We used to go to Carrington watch him because he used to be a left-back, used to always be inside of the pitch. Yeah. He used to give the right wingers just the...
Rightly so.
So much shit. It was funny, but like demeaningly funny.
Right, okay. Oh, Mambo Pellegrini, I didn't realise. Oh. Hey?
He should be a City legend in, but they screwed him over.
His record at City was very, very good, wasn't
Imagine like winning the league and then going, nah, you're not good enough.
I don't think he got enough credit.
You didn't win the Champions League. See you later.
Did he spend half a billion quid in? Yeah, or $1 billion in the process?
That's Pep won it. Yeah.
No, exactly. Pellegrini, yeah. Do you know what? I hate City, and I'm not very fond of him, but I will give him those.
No, I
will give him 2014 because that was hilarious. The fact that obviously the Scousers didn't win it and the Steven Gerrard slip and all that. Gris says Paul Bruno and Diogo and one of those love art emojis with the crack in it, like broken hearted things. Sad, innit? You're horrible, you, aren't you?
No, it's got to be disappointing for them, but
So whose route is that? If England win, do we get Morocco?
I don't.
Yeah. So
what semi-final?
it's doable, isn't it? Hey,
Beat France.
do you know what I mean? Whoever wins today's got to be thinking, yeah, well, you know what?
Well, I don't know. They've just beat Spain and Portugal back to back.
Portugal aren't all that though.
Some of the players though.
Yeah, some. Like, let's
What?
have it right. You know, they've got some good players, but they've also got some ones who aren't that great. Do you know what I mean?
Kind of like England.
England have got a much better team and squad than Portugal.
Yeah, I agree the team's better.
Like,
But
you know, I think that the thing with Portugal is the whole sort of reason people rate him was because Ronaldo, and he didn't even start from anymore. Best hijacker says Ronaldo is out. What a fitting end to career. Yeah, you know what with Ronaldo?
well, he's going to the Middle East anyway, staying there, isn't he?
Is he going to go Al Nasser, I heard, for about 170 million quid or 170 million quid?
Should have waited, shouldn't we? Could have sold him and got a bit of money.
I don't know. Yeah, probably, to be honest with you. Then we've got, you can see the Betis team. Silva, Montoya, Felipe, Ruiz, Marino, Akuku, Canales, Enrique, Fekir, Rodri, Iglesias, Gonzalez. Oh, that's on the bench. You've got Gonzalez, Fernandez, Margina, Guerrera, Perez, Delgado, Jose, Bravo, Miranda, Martin, Juanmi. There you go. What have you got to say about that team then?
I think you did it really well.
Get involved in the chat and the comments if you know anything about the Real Betis team. Who's the one that we should keep an eye on? Who makes them tick? Eh? Jesdead Baby says, I think England are better equipped than France to beat Morocco, but I think France might destroy England.
I don't think
I
that'll
will
happen.
destroy you.
I think it'll be a close game. It could go either way. You wouldn't be surprised if either team won. I can't see France destroying England.
I don't agree. He says, sorry, Jay, you don't have to apologise, but Portugal have a world-class squad, far better than England's.
They've got better players, but I think the England team's better. If they had England had a better manager.
Well, if they've got better players, doesn't that mean they've got a better squad? What do you mean?
No, because it's like some that I don't.
Oh, you mean they've got some better players, like a few better players? Or
Well, it's Portugal. I think these individual players who are better.
Like, they've got quality.
Yeah.
They have got some quality. But also, if you look at that Portuguese squad, there's a lot of players in there who don't get an England squad. Oh, he was out there with a goal line clearance.
Is that Brandon?
I think it was, you know. Real Betis there having a shot. Went past the hair, but Brandon Williams was behind him. David Harrington said, Portugal only just qualified. They're not very good. YouTube channel, or non-offensive YouTube channel, says, just need to see England fans cry, and it is a good day of football. He's not an England
Not
fan,
patriotic,
obviously.
is he?
Do you know what?
Is that Stephen?
Yeah, I want England to do well, and I want them to win, but I prefer it when United players play. I prefer it, like, I was annoyed the other day that Marcus
I
didn't
do,
play.
but I got the Euro. This World Cup I haven't really got behind, not because it's just it's in the winter and I'm just not paying attention.
What was the reason Donny was removed from the squad before the match start? What's going on here?
He's rubbish.
Hey. So is Donny not starting then? It's Isaac
Hansen.
Sorry, I'm absolutely bloody clueless here. Can we find out what's going on? Because we've been chatting that much about the World Cup and seeing Portugal get knocked out. That we've not. Yeah, Isaac Hansen, which you called, replaces Donny van de Beek in a late change to the United starting 11. Can we find out if Donny's on the bench or is he just injured or what? If anyone knows anything, if anyone on the production side of things can find out for us what the latest is. And can we update anything or put that on our socials? That's not doing him any favours, is it?
No, not at
He
all.
needs games. I mean, I don't think, to be honest with you, I think he could have put a 10 out of 10 performance. I don't think he's going to impress the manager enough to get a start against Burnley or whatever. We might start against Burnley in the Carabao Cup.
Is that the next home game?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it is. Yeah, it's 2 days after the World Cup final, isn't it?
Is it? So no Marcus then?
No. Betis looking the more lively at the minute. I mean, it's only 7 minutes in. There's some fans there, isn't there? Not many. What's going on there?
What do you think if United are in town?
Yeah. I thought it was like at one point it was closed doors. I realised there's about 1,000 fans or something there. By the looks of it.
Well, look,
I don't know what the situation is there. Is it just limited tickets or just no one bothered? Do you know what I mean? Just having a look here at this Brandon Williams clearance. He's not on the line.
I think it's going wide anyway.
Yeah, it's about 3 yards away from the goal line. There you go. United's official app lists Donny van der Beek on the bench. There you go. So, I mean, that says it all then if you can't even make the starting 11 for this. Hey? Eric Ten Hag changed his mind. Saw him in the warm-up and thought, nah, do you know what? You're not for me, son. We just want to see a bit of a performance, don't you, from these youngsters? Get some minutes under your belt. Have a decent game.
I don't mind this, though, like a mix between the youngsters and some first-team players. Cause
I mean, it's not that deep where, if United lose or anything, you're losing your mind.
No.
But you
It's
as a player, you ought to be on a winning team and give them a bit of a confidence boost. Someone who doesn't need a confidence boost is Garnacho, who's on the ball. Be good to see him and Martial sort of forming some sort of partnership, wouldn't it? Bit of a heavy touch there from Anthony Martial.
That's what really annoyed me really with this Winter World Cup was Garnacho was on such a good run of form, and then the season just stopped. You just like to think if this World Cup went on and it was in the summer, would he have progressed even in a short amount of time playing for United? Yeah,
no, it's a good point, a good question. It's mad, isn't it, seeing all these squad numbers like 68, 55,
it's a new
49,
thing, that, though. It was
33.
When we went in the EFL Cup or Papa John's Trophy Cup, because even though it's you play your under-21s, it's still classed as a first-team game.
Yeah.
So they had to have squad numbers, and then they just kept him. And I think it's great, really.
No, hey, up could be in here.
Garnacho.
That was a bit how you touched that ball then, wasn't it? Who was that ball? It was that lad who played Garnacho.
No, that's Zidane, isn't it?
It was a bit hard. That was Lindelof. Lindelof, like, proper fired that at Garnacho. He didn't need to, but, obviously testing his touch out for
Brandon's been done there.
Oh, yeah, he's been done there.
Was
that a tackle?
Was it? No. I think he should be getting a yellow card. He should be sent off by now, to be honest.
That's the second yellow card offence he's done. I don't think he's getting a yellow card for this either. Hey, fair play to him. Letting him know. Letting that right winger know. Let's have a look here. Yeah, he does get done here.
He's done
on the outside. Good touch as well, that from the kid. Yeah, it's a complete foul. I don't even know how I possibly thought he got the ball then. He's nowhere near it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just glad it's not a competitive
game.
He's
got the enthusiasm, hasn't he?
I love it.
I know. There's a lot to like about him. It's just a question mark.
My favourite Brandon Williams moment was we played Everton at Finch Farm for the 18s.
Yeah.
Got a literally injury time penalty, 0-0.
Yeah.
Dylan Levitt, I think, scored.
Right.
1-0.
Okay.
Full-time whistle.
Yeah.
Brandon just marched into the centre of all the Everton players and starts a fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. He's rowdy though, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? And what's this ago? There's a bit of thing going on about the low here. People arguing about did the logo off injured. People saying, let's have a look, because he got subbed in it. People saying it's not an injury, and others saying it is. Let's have a look at the. Sorry, bear with me a minute. I'll get you the official. What went on? Well, he definitely went off. I don't know if it was an injury or tactical. But yeah, we'll find out that. It looks like he pulled his hamstring, says Ivan Donson. Jared Murphy says England watch along today as well. Yep. We will be having England watch along. It's going to be myself, Abdullah, and Ethan is coming from behind the production desk, and he's joining us.
Big success the first time it's on, wasn't
I want to say big success.
That Newcastle preview.
I'd say it was
big success.
It was a moderate. It was a satisfactory performance. I don't know if it was a big success.
Big success, Ethan.
It was a solid debut. Do you know what I mean?
You want satisfactory to solid. It'll get you a little bit further up.
It was acceptable, I think is the term. But we're getting him on. Abdullah as well, who's been over in Qatar. And there's a graphic there, as you can see it there, about our night in Dublin. We are going to be in Dublin with Brian McClare. a bona fide Manchester United legend with 117 goals, including 2 in cup finals. We're also going to have myself, Stephen Howson, Adam McCullough and Joe Smith. The good thing about that as well, right, that event, I'm going to put a link in the chat for you there, is we won't have seen each other much before since Steve's been back from the World Cup. So it's going to be a bit of a catch-up for us.
When was the last time all 4 of you together?
It was 2005. I think it was just after we lost the FA Cup final to Arsenal. No, we haven't done a podcast together for months. We haven't been in the same room or chatted together properly for ages. It's not like we've fallen out. Just Steve's been away. Macca's always doing his thing. So, you know, it's always like you'll get me and Joe obviously constantly here, and then you get Macca coming down, and then when Steve's here, Macca's not here. So, yeah, it'll be all us 4 together on a stage with Brian McClare. If you can, come and join us. You know, we appreciate your support, and it'd be a great night, it'd be a good event, and Chucky has no filter. He will tell you some stories about Sir Alex Ferguson and about the United squad, and you will be sat there thinking, wow, as he just said that.
And he played in the greatest game of association football that's ever happened.
In the greatest game in the history of association football, and the greatest game in the history of association football is...
It happened in 1990.
The 1991 Cup Winners' Cup final.
Finish.
Sorry.
Like, started saying that and you got excited.
I got excited. I can't wait. I'm going to quiz him about that as well. I'm just having a look. Sorry, at some of the comments. Someone's mentioning a Paddock FC thing. That's nothing to do with me. Sorry, bro. Alex Holland says, if we're looking for a ball-playing keeper, then what about Morocco's very calm on the ball? I'm always wary of buying players just on the World Cup, mate. Just on the World
I
Cup.
thought you were going to say I'm very wary about buying Moroccans.
And that would be spectacularly racist. Do you know
I
what I mean?
a bit worried there.
I'm very wary about buying Moroccans, you know what I mean? Like, based on nothing ever. No, I don't care whether they're Moroccan or not. What I do care is any good. I don't know a lot about him. He's obviously having a very good World Cup. If you buy players based on a tournament, though, you can end up with a Karol Kowalski.
Of course you can. Shot there for McTominay, not his greatest. Went to Rosette.
Yeah.
We was talking about him before as well.
He's a bit of an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
People forget that because he's been played as a DM. But he started off as a 9, you were telling me, weren't you?
9 and 10, he just always played for... I remember him scoring a decent goal away at Sunderland once.
Really?
Yeah.
Aye. Someone's gone down injured. Who is it? Menge. Anthony Martial's got quite a nice afro on it. Little throw there going on. Do you know
It does
what I
look
mean?
good on him, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
I think certain people can pull it off and others can't.
Yeah.
He definitely can.
He can. He can get away with that one, can't he? Just waiting for a player to get a bit of treatment here. The Fender Roller Strangler says, good evening from Songkran, Thailand. Good evening to you. Loved it over in Thailand when we were over there. The Thai United fans are very, very passionate.
Looks like he's pulled his hamstring.
DB Cooper says, Jay, can you please let the best hijacker know who the real best is? DB Cooper, we were talking about DB Cooper yesterday at the events I was at where Eric Cantona was there. Me and Mac were talking about DB Cooper. The actual DB Cooper.
The guy who robbed the money and jumped out of the plane?
Yeah. Did he survive? Did he get away with it?
There's that many documentaries of who is it, and they all come up with different things.
Yeah, I know. It's very...
I think Mengi's out here. It looks like he's pulled his hamstring.
It's a shame, that, innit? We were talking, weren't we, about how he needs game time. He's had no luck. And then he gets an injury.
Yeah, he looks like he's in pain. Shame that. So go on, who do you think DB Cooper is?
Who do I think he is? That's a question, isn't it? I think it is Donald Trump.
That'd be the biggest dun if it was.
I think that's how he first got his money. Buying buildings in Manhattan and that. He used the money from that hijacking to make them buildings.
Is that Bennett coming on?
We will find out who's coming on from our illustrious production team there who are on it. All right, mate. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it, but we'll also mention the fact that I met Eric Cantona yesterday. You're going to keep going on about it. Do you know what I mean?
Ooh, look at me. Go to London.
It was I only spent the day there, yeah. It was mad as well.
Hanging out with Harry Redknapp.
Harry Redknapp, he was all right, Harry Redknapp. I told him my missus really likes him on I'm a Celebrity. And he said like he never even watched it before he went on there.
Really? I love that.
Yeah. Chris Kamara was there as well. He was very nice. I was chatting to him about he did that podcast in University about the CEO that went down really well. I was chatting to him about that, and obviously I got to smell Eric Cantona. You can't grumble, can you?
Were you nervous?
Yes, massively. He's the last one I've never met.
Right.
Yes, it is Bennett coming on, because I've met Sir Alex, I've met Roy Keane when I was a kid.
Just met him,
interviewed him.
Yeah.
My other hero was like Andy Cole, met him, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Brian Robson. So there's not many left. I think there's only like out the ones that I always like obsessively like. Oh my God, you're my hero. Eric was the only one.
I've only had, I think I'd get it with him. I think he'd probably get it with Beckham.
Yeah.
But the only other player I've met quite a few footballers and I was quite calm. But the only one where I was like shitting it was Ryan Giggs.
Really?
Yeah, because you got to remember when I first started watching football.
Senan Mengi's been stretched off, by the way, with his face covered by his hands, which doesn't look great. We'll try and give you an update. Reece Bennett's coming on, or come on. Not great scenes. You don't want to see that. So we'll try and find out exactly what the nature of that injury is to Senan Mengi and whether it's anything serious. He's just had no luck as a kid. No. Yeah, go on.
So
nervous with Giggs. It's a hamstring injury according to our team here. So yeah.
So my first game was New Year's Day '92. So
Dennis Bailey hat-trick.
Yeah. So that was when Giggs was first coming through, kind of thing. And so my whole childhood, up to being like a teenager, Giggs was playing and doing well at the time. So he was like my footballing hero. So when I met him,
where did you meet him?
He was outside Old Trafford. It was after the 23s game. My sister was there.
Yeah.
And she wanted to get some of the players' autographs from my cousin because she came over from America. She wanted to go back, and cousin was like 12 at the time or something. So she wanted to get the autographs sent back.
Yeah.
So we were waiting there. And
so your sister's moved to America?
Yeah, she moved there years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Where from? Where did you used to live?
Manchester.
Whereabouts?
South Manchester.
Whereabouts in South Manchester?
Northern.
So she moved from Northern to America. Yeah. Where in America?
She moved to Michigan and then Colorado, but she's back in Michigan at the moment.
Why would you leave Northern school and move to America? That's just stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, okay, go on.
America as well.
Everything you can get in America, you can get in Northern.
Apart from United.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? And you've got great links to the airport living in Northern.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't get that in Michigan. Sorry, go on. So you met, go on.
And he just comes out and was like, Ryan Giggs. And to be fair, she went to Salford Uni and she had a Salford Uni hoodie on.
Yeah.
And he was like telling everyone, no pictures.
Really?
And then,
really?
Yeah. He was just like, I've got to go, I'll sign, but I can't take any pictures. And then my sister said, can I have a picture? And he looked at the hoodie and went, yeah, you can have one.
Nice.
So she got a picture of him. Right. I didn't get one, but it's like, oh, it's fucking Ryan Giggs.
That's decent, that. So did you speak to him?
Briefly.
Yeah.
It was, that's the only time I was like, I felt like a little kid, like shitting it.
It's funny because I interviewed him once in Livham. Right, I was at Q103, the radio station I used to work at. I was there and I used to do the weekend report, but I used to do like freelance shifts in the week sometimes. And I was there on a Friday and the phone rang. This is back in the day when the landline was where you got like loads of calls coming in and everything. And some company said like, Ryan Giggs is doing his charity event or taking part in the charity event still in Petrov. He had cancer, I think he had. So there's loads of different players and ex-players taking part, and I think he was still playing at the time, Giggs. And he said Giggs is taking part in it, but there's an interview opportunity with him in Livham. It just looks like Betis are in here actually just before. I can't remember that. Oh, he's at the post there. The kid from the edge of the box. I couldn't begin to tell you who it was. Paul, his name is. There you go. Right. Oh, Aaron Wan-Bissaka there. Samba Soccer. Are we all right to have a little bit of volume? Just so I can have a clue as to who some of these people are. Because I genuinely didn't know who that was who had the shot for Betis there. A little bit more if you can, please. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So Livham.
Yeah, I went to Livham. They said the interview's at like 9 o'clock Saturday morning in Livham. Can you send someone down? Because I was on Saturday. I just went, yeah, we will. And I didn't tell anyone, right? Because I didn't want them to say, oh, no, don't bother going to that. Because we've got another story. So I just didn't say anything and just went. And then the newsreader rang me on the Saturday morning. It's like, oh, what you doing or what you working on or whatever. And I'm just going to interview Ryan Giggs. She's like, what, really? I was like, yeah. Oh, nice one. So I went down there, sat on a bench near the beach, near the seaside, and interviewed him. It was good, man. It was, he was sound. I remember saying to him, like, how come we're doing it here? And he said, I've got a house here. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of times since, but not spoke to him. when I've been in the you sort me out the press box, he's been there for a couple of games. Him and Nicky Butt constantly together.
Oh, going all the way here.
Go on.
Zidane could be in. Oh, I don't even was that even a pass there. It looked like he just sort of fell to him, didn't it? That would have been him getting on the score sheet. I think Adam McCullough would have exploded if that happened.
I thought it might have been offside, but was it? Did he stay? No.
Don't know.
Timed it.
Yeah.
Did he get a touch on it?
I don't know. It's one of them. Like, can you argue he's sort of putting the hair off?
I think he would have been onside anyway.
Right. Fair enough. Jared Murphy says, "What is the highest?" Oh God. I've lost that now. Sorry, Jared. It was a good question, and I can't find it. I think it's not something about what is the highest. Oh yeah, here we go. Jared Murphy, what is the highest shirt number you've seen on a pitch for Man United, Jay? 68 is quite up there, I think. That might be the highest I've seen.
I think one Zidane and Savage, weren't they 72 and 3 when they made the debuts?
Were there?
I think so.
I can't remember. I'll be honest with you. That might be right, but
I've got one of Galbraith's shirts, and when he gave me, he's 54. But I think he was 72 and 3. Savage and
right, okay,
and Nick Bell. Can anyone check that, please?
Yeah, can we have a little?
Was it?
They were. There you go.
I know. There's a lot I don't know, but give me squad numbers of.
You are like Dustin Hoffman in Rain Man. Hey.
Apart from that, I can't make money in a casino.
Tell him any game and he'll say the squad numbers, the highest squad number.
I'm an excellent driver.
You're an excellent driver, yeah. Always on a Sunday, never on a Monday. James Rigby says, "Oi Jay, how did Cantona smell? Was it like cinnamon? It was like heaven. That's how he smelled. He did. He smelled lovely."
Cronenberg and bagels.
James Rigby, says, "Oh no, I've just answered it." He just said, "Oi, what's going on with my super chat? Sorry, but I'm a bit behind. I'm playing catch up." McCoy's says, "I think Rashford is terrible." He's put rash and Ford as two different words as well. That says everything we need to know about McCoy's opinion. Or maybe it just means I think having a rash, and a Ford car is terrible.
A Ford car, they don't make them anymore, do they?
Do they not?
I'm sure they do.
Have you just made out what Ford's gone bust?
No, the KA. The little.
Oh, the KA. They were nice looking, weren't they? Aye. My mate had one of them. Ford KAs. Right. It's just like being in a little Malteser or something, wasn't it? It was like, I can't say much though. My first car was a Daewoo Matisse.
I don't even know what that is.
Right, I'll tell you how bad that car is, right? I was in the airport coming back from Greece. I can't remember being Zante or whatever. And I said to my mate, I said, just because I was studying at the time, I said, I've just bought a car. And he went, "What car is that?" I went, "It don't matter." He went, "Why? You going to tell me?" I went, "Nah." He went, "Go on." And I went, "Listen, I'm skint." So I bought a Daewoo Matisse. And the girls in front of me in the queue in the airport turned around and like laughing. "You've not got a Daewoo Matisse, have you?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I know, it's a proper noddy car. It just looks like a toy car." But I was living in London at the time, and I must have put about 5,000 miles on it in about 2 months or something stupid, because I was back in Manchester every week, and then I flogged it for what I bought it for, so it was all good. But it was one of them. If someone had crashed into me, there's no way they'd have been getting it. And the horrible thing was the horn was like, beep. So, you know, if you get road rage, especially because I was a fairly new driver and I was like driving in London and all that, and arguing with people, and you beat your horn and it's going, meh. So it wasn't exactly very masculine.
You know, better than your Key 103 maybe.
The smart car. I love that smart car with Key 103, yeah. Do you know what? I treated that smart car like it was a police car. I used to park it everywhere. I'd just park it in like on double yellows and like go to the crime scene. I just park it in like within the cordon, and no one ever said anything. It was like people just thought, "Oh, it doesn't matter, it's only a smart car." Yeah, it got me about that though. I showed you that picture, didn't I, when I was at the Carrington. I parked it in between all the Chevrolets.
Yeah, brilliant that.
Alfem says, Isaac is from Tromsø, Norway. Does that make him the most northern person ever to play for Manchester United?
What about Owen Hargreaves? Was he North Canada?
What was it? I don't know. That's a very good question, that. What is the most north country?
Canada's like touches the North Pole when it's
Does
frozen.
it?
Well, I think it freezes over, doesn't it?
Right, okay. Right, so yeah, if anyone knows the answer to that, because I fucking don't, then get involved in the chat.
Who wins Greenland? Denmark? I think it's Greenland.
Yeah. It's from the Kingdom of Denmark.
Denmark could be potentially the
No, Denmark's lower than Norway.
Greenland.
Yeah, but what United players played for Greenland?
like,
Oh, he's
the
from
production team are currently shouting at us saying Greenland. Denmark own Greenland.
Yeah, but tell me, he's from Greenland's played for United.
Yeah, how many Greenland United players can you name?
Denmark's below Norway. It's like in Denmark, like just attached to Germany.
Right, so you're right. We've got Greenland, but I don't think there's any players from Greenland. I'll be honest with you.
Owned by Denmark.
Right, I get it's owned by Denmark, right?
They're not getting the northernmost player.
Right. I don't know if that qualifies though. Does that mean if you're from Denmark, you're technically from the most northern country?
No, it doesn't.
Like, is that how it works? I don't know. Canada's the second, so yeah, maybe you're right with Owen Hargreaves.
Where was
Russia's the third.
Where's Owen Hargreaves born? We can do a latitude.
Yeah, we're gonna find this out because this is what we do. Yeah, when we're watching friendlies.
Is it Calgary?
Calgary, yeah. So
What's more northern, Calgary or where Isaac Hansen-Aaron's from? Which I can't.
right, we're gonna work this out. We're gonna work out. Right, Calgary. I need to find it on a map. That wasn't a very good thing, though, because now I've just got a map of downtown Calgary.
You need to go on maps.
Yeah. Let's have a look. No, it's not. It's not that north. Look. See what I mean?
Yeah, but it is quite north.
It's not. It's south.
Yeah, but Canada's high up.
This is like the Greenland conversation. Yeah, Canada's high up, but if you're at the bottom of Canada, I don't think you're at the tallest part of.
I don't think you got. It's only just above us, though, Norway, and we line up with America.
Could be Norway.
No.
So sharp for Norway.
Well, no. This guy is saying. What about Russia? Russia's high on the list. Russia's third on the list.
What Russian players have we had?
Was Konchelsky Ukrainian or was he Russian? He played for Russia.
Soviet.
Yeah, Soviet. Then he went. I'm pretty sure he might have ended up in Ukraine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get into all that. Norway's fourth on the list. I don't know. Get involved in the chat in the comments if you can help us out.
Yeah. Someone who's like a choreographer. What do they call them?
A choreographer.
No,
We don't want someone to dance for us.
Cartographer. That's a word.
Yeah, if you can help us with our dancing, then get involved in this
Cartographer and
conversation.
work it out, which is higher.
Hey.
Birthing places.
Will Lomas, who's been a member of the Academy for 20 months, says Shora Tsire is the highest number, I think, 74.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Robert Murphy says Alaska in America because it's above Canada.
It's not. It's left of it. There's parts of Canada that's higher.
Right, okay.
But we haven't any Alaskan players either, have we?
Yeah, also people are saying that Solskjaer is from Mulder, which is further south than Tromsø.
Come on, get a grip.
Did someone just say there, what is Tromsø? That's what started this conversation. Sorry to bore you with it, but
So where
someone
Isaac
said...
Hansen-Aaron's from, so
Yeah.
we're trying to determine, is he the United player who's born furthest north? And then you started going on about Greenland.
Tom Hartley says, this is one of the dumbest conversations I've ever heard. You obviously don't watch this channel very often because this is pretty
Gold.
standard fare for us. We've had a lot more dumber conversations than this. Yeah, it sounds like Tromsø is the one. Uncle Dubious says, sorry, just tuned in. Why was Mengi subbed? He got an injury to his hamstring. He went off on a stretcher. And then who came on for him? Was it Reece Bennett came on for him? So yeah, if you get any update on that, we'll give you one.
Hansen-Aaron, his United career took a bit of a hill during COVID. He went back to visit his family one Christmas.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't allowed back in the country for a few months.
Really?
Yeah.
What, back in England?
Yeah. I don't know if it was a Norwegian thing, they weren't letting people out or he wasn't allowed back in, but it was, a few months he was out when he was at the 18s.
It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Hey, bit annoying, but, it affected everyone. Henrik Holmstead said Garnacho had 75 last season.
That's even higher than Shaw.
Yes. MUFC says, any players born in Svalbard? I don't know. Jed's Dead Baby said, whatever happened to Jonathan Spezza?
The American.
Yeah.
He was just...
Didn't he
He's
score
ahead of his
that?
time, wasn't
I'm
he?
sure he scored 2 goals against United.
Did he go to Burnley? Did he go to Burnley?
He was at West Ham. Right, he went to Birmingham. But, am I imagining it? Or did he score twice? Yeah. I was at a League Cup game in Upton Park once, right?
He scored against the United?
He scored twice against us. I'd tell you how shit we were that night. Carlton Cole got a goal as well, I think. And he was terrible. And I remember... Betis had a shot there. Yeah, Jonathan Spezza got a brace against us.
Whereabouts in America is he from?
He was from Arlington Heights, Illinois. Arlington Heights. Sounds like some sort of TV show, that, doesn't it? Arlington Heights, coming to Tuesdays on NBC. Yeah. So he didn't score many goals for West Ham. In fact, they've not even got the ones that he scored against us listed. That's a bit of a shambles.
So he went back to America then, went to Hibernian. Hibs.
He went to Hibernian, played 1 game. Yeah, he was released after 1 appearance. I'm guessing he didn't have a very good game. And then he went back to Arlington Heights, I presume. Marshall with a nice little dink out to Garnacho. Garnacho here.
Corner ball.
It's a corner to Manchester United. Played 36 times for his country, Jonathan Spezza.
It's good though.
Not bad, that, is it?
Like I say, he was ahead of his
Decent.
time.
In what way?
Is that like the United States didn't really give a shit about football then, did they?
Back in the heady days of 2006.
They had like Landon Donovan and Kelsey. What's he called in goal? Kelsey someone.
Kelsey Keller.
Yeah.
Casey Keller.
Yeah, and it was just that was it.
Hey.
But now they like care.
It was that American we had years ago. Was it Johan Karofsky?
God knows.
I think it was. Let me
I
have a
remember
look.
Tim Howard. He was one of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was Jovan Karofsky. He was. When did he play for United? He played for United in the 90s. I want to say played for United. Didn't make any. I don't think he had any appearances. He was on the books. He was the first American-born player to sign with a club, and he led the reserve team scoring in '96, but was not able to break into the first team. It's a shame, innit? Oh,
unlucky.
that was naughty. That from Zidane. Then he got tackled. Nice little bit of a skill there, but couldn't quite get his shot off. Yeah. But I remember, like, in the 90s, American...
Who's your favourite American player?
I don't know, there's not really many that I've
I always loved Clint Dempsey.
Really? Loved
Yeah,
him? Did you
loved
love
him.
him?
Yeah.
Like, posters on your wall and all that? Like,
I had a
waiting
sticker.
outside the
I
ground?
had a sticker, World Cup sticker.
Why did you love Clint Dempsey, you absolute weirdo?
Because he had long hair, and then when he came to... And I was like, oh, he looks like a right melon in my sticker book. And then when he came to the Premier League, he had a skinhead. And I was like, oh, it's all right. And then it turned out he's a rapper as well.
Wait, really?
Yeah, if you've not heard his stuff, he's called Juice.
Juice?
Yeah.
Clint Dempsey's a rapper. You're making this shit up, man. Right.
How do you not know that?
Because I don't follow Clint Dempsey's career as enthusiastically as you do. Oh yeah, he's got a music thing. One of Dempsey's passions outside of soccer is hip-hop music. Using the alias Juice, he, along with fellow rappers EXO and the late Houston rapper Big Hawk from the Screwed Up Clique, is featured rapping the song Don't Shred in a Nike soccer advertising campaign for the 2006 World Cup. Oh my God. All right, well, I stand corrected. There you go, Juice. I want to check it out. Yeah, no, I was never a big Clint Dempsey fan. I didn't really care about him. To be honest
You might
with
be his biggest fan now. If you
Yeah,
listen to his
I'll
music.
listen to Juice when I go. He played guess how many games he played for America? Clint Dempsey.
I don't know, because when he went to Fulham, he was a poster boy for America.
Yeah.
He was like when Donovan lost his hair. Then he
Fuck off. Right, the England team's out. And there's no Marcus. It's Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Henderson, Rice, Bellingham, Saka, Kane, Foden. Sterling is back on the substitutes bench though, after obviously the trauma of having his house burgled. So glad to see him back. But yeah, no Marcus again. Not surprising, but fucking John Henderson just conning a living for England, doesn't he? He shouts a lot.
Go on, Clint Dempsey.
Go on.
I think he's probably had over 100.
Yeah, how many?
So it's
Over
the fact
100.
that he said how many, it's probably a lot more than it.
Go on.
126.
More.
Really?
Yeah.
140.
Almost there. 141.
That's good, I know.
Yeah, that is decent. That
He was their
141.
poster boy for
Yeah.
quite a while.
Do you know what I mean? You can't argue that, can you? An illustrious career for the Americans. 13 years he was there. He was played for him.
Nice turn that
Martial,
from Martial.
turn. McTominay with a shot. No,
Kind of looked
like he's got a knock there as well, McTominay. That's so annoying.
It's like they don't want him to have the golden boot.
I know. The France 11 as well. Lloris, Koundé, Upamecano, Varane, Hernandez, Tchouaméni, Rabiot, Dembele, Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud. It is ridiculous, though, that you score 2 goals for your country and have a hand in the other one. Get player of the
He's
match.
got 3, hasn't he?
Oh, sorry, no, I meant in that game.
All right.
In that one game, he has got 3 in total, but you scored 2 goals in a game and have a hand in the other one. Get player of the match and then don't start again for your country. Like, what's the logic there?
His name's Gareth Southgate.
Yeah, fucking beige bastard. He might be right. As long as Marcus gets some minutes, I'm not overly annoyed, but I would have started him, me personally. I think he'd have caused France all sorts of problems. That's out anyway, the England team news. Get involved in the chat in the comments if you care about that. In terms of United, it's still 0-0. 5 minutes before the end of the first half. Who do you think's done well this half?
Hans and Aaron's look good. Zidane's look good. To be honest, a lot of it's going through McTominay, so you have to say him really. Garnacho, when he's been on the ball, he's been in a lot of space, received it a lot, but once he's got into the box, he's done a few moves, passed it off, but he's not really had his chance to shoot. He's been fouled there though. He looks in a bit of pain.
A lot of people saying on the French TV, all the French fans are talking to and the French pundits are raving about Rashford and how worried they are about him. And he's not even starting.
I think he stepped on his heel there.
That's a nasty one, that.
Well, yeah, he has done well when he's played French teams, hasn't he?
Yeah. Scored 2 winners in Paris, didn't he? That penalty and the late one as well in the group stages a couple of years ago or 3 years ago, whenever it was. Been linked with a move there, hasn't he, as well? United have got a free kick here on the left-hand side. It's so weird having like a few dozen fans in the stands.
I know. I don't get it.
It's a very deep cross, too deep. It's gone out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it wasn't a great free kick, that. Yeah, you think, I know the World Cup's on and stuff, but you think they're not even sold at the bottom tier. Mad to think that some of these lads have had more people watching them playing under 18s game than they are playing in this game.
I know. It is mad, that, isn't it? Get involved in the chat and the comments and let us know what you think about this game so far. Who's impressed you? Is anyone? What do you make of it? People talking about the Rashford news. I say the England news, but it's more the Rashford news, isn't it? Let's have it right.
News, yeah.
Who do you think is going to push for the first team from the youngsters? Asked Martin P.
Well, out of this lot now, who's next, or who do you think will make it all to?
Well, both. All those.
I think Mainu, at some point, he's going to be part of the United team. He's just too good. You'd like Garnacho has already establishing himself at the moment. You'd probably say he is a first-team player now, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd hope Zidane. I think that'll come eventually. But I'm going to ask
Martial.
Martial in. Bad touch for him, but he's had a shot.
Ooh. Like he says, he had a bad touch, but then he managed to get a shot away from the edge of the box. Just wide, probably about half a foot wide. I think the keeper may have had it covered, to be fair. But better in terms of movement.
Garnacho was free there. I know he had a chance to get his shot away, but he's finding a lot of space though, Garnacho, unmarked, which is surprising, really.
MUFC says, I'd rather Rashford didn't start or not involved so he doesn't get the abuse for England's inevitable spanking tonight. Is there any validity to that comment, do you think? England going to get a spanking?
I don't think so.
No?
Like I said earlier, I think either team could win and you won't be surprised. No, but you wouldn't be surprised.
Are you serious? Either team could win. That is ridiculously controversial.
Finish my sentences. You know what? Forget it. Yeah, that's right. Anyone could win.
Yeah, I think either France or England will win. I do. Do you know what I mean?
I'd put your money on one.
Yeah, either in normal time, extra time, or penalties.
But the way they'll win, it's like you won't be surprised. If it's 1-0 England, you won't be surprised. And if it's 1-0 France, you won't be surprised.
Nah, I hear what you're saying. I think this is pretty 50-50.
Yeah, I think so.
That. I think maybe 55-45 in France's favour. I just feel
but
that
in cup competition, that don't mean anything.
Yeah, I feel like Dembele, Griezmann, and Mbappe.
The trouble is, I think everyone's worried about Mbappe,
lot.
and I think they'll forget about Giroud.
Giroud loves a goal, doesn't he?
Yeah, he loves
also,
especially for France.
That Usman Dembele, right? Who I've never liked since he missed that sitter against the Scousers, and the fact he's always injury prone. But he's having a good tournament. He's looked really dangerous. And then Griezmann, you know what he's about. And like you saying, Giroud getting on the end of things. They've got a good front four. And the trouble with England is we haven't got a settled attack. There's only Kane, really, who's is definitely going to start. Foden now seems to have worked his way into the team. And Saka preferred. But that hasn't always been the front three, has it? Do you know what I mean? It's, I don't know. It's just, that could be the problem for England. It's a good bit of skill, this, from the boy. Who is this? Kid? Well, Brandon Williams put an end to that.
Him and McTominay, they're just like angry people, aren't they?
McTominay shouting at one of United's players there saying, pass the ball.
It was Garnacho.
Was it Garnacho?
Yeah.
Right.
He did piss around with it for a while.
Yeah. Daniel Farr says Kane is the one forward who shouldn't start for England. I think he's done all right this tournament.
He's a decent player. And we're constantly linked with him when Spurs don't do stuff. It's like,
Harry Kane?
Yeah.
Would you have him at United?
It's hard to say if Martial was still awful and Rashford was still in the form he was last season or the start of last season. I would,
Yeah, I think he'd get quite a lot of goals for United. I don't think it'll happen.
No, I don't.
We were linked with him about 8 years ago.
He's happy there, but if he's... You never know. If England end up winning the tournament, he might this is a trophy. Well, I need to move to a club. I know we're not the club to win trophies at the moment, but...
I need to stop not winning things with Spurs and go and not winning with United.
But, if we get someone like him, we could be on the way to winning stuff again.
Yeah. Mank Mike 93 says, I'd take Kane at United. 100%.
We take Son.
You don't need another left winger, though, who cuts in. He is good. Garnacho here going down the right.
Left.
Left, even? Yeah. Sorry. Forgetting me left from right now.
I've had a tough day.
I've had a long day. I've been at Play Factory with the kids all day. It's been little one's birthday. Honestly, you've not experienced hell until you've experienced Play Factory on a Saturday afternoon.
It's like it's probably going to blow his whistle in a minute.
Yeah, half time. I can only say that's probably, in all my time watching United, one of the least memorable. This could be one of the least memorable halves ever. 0-0 half time in a mid-season friendly.
It's only because you forgot Louis van Gaal season. You've erased it from your memory.
Oh my god! Do you know what? Right, part of me was glad that Louis van Gaal got knocked out last night. Not because I hate him. I quite like Louis van Gaal.
I like him, but
if he'd have won the World Cup, you would have had loads of people saying United should have stuck with him. And I tell you now, right, Louis van Gaal's football made me want to gouge my eyes out and use them as earplugs, so I couldn't even hear it, let alone see it. It was so
god-awful.
Honestly.
He even made the fact that he was that bad that when Mourinho came in, he made Mourinho look entertaining.
He did, didn't he? He did. Get involved in the comments and the chat and let us know what you thought about that first half. Also, if you know the England news, it's out there as well. Feel free to get involved in that. It's a free-for-all. You can chat about whatever you want to. Manchester United 0-0 against Betis. We've had a couple of chances. Martial hitting one wide. Garnacho getting a corner. I mean, not a lot,
It's
really.
not been...
It's been pretty
They hit the post,
uneventful.
which was probably the best chance.
That was it. I mean, it's a bit of a weird game as well, the fact that you've got, I'm guessing, about 2,000 fans in the stadium or something.
Yeah,
just a smattering of fans.
It's
Maybe
mad
3,000.
Because if you think if this was at Old Trafford against Betis, you think everyone would be up for going. So I don't understand why. Unless, I was going to say Spain are wrapped up in the World Cup, but they got knocked out.
I don't know what this means. The Daily Read Sport says, can you tell Dave, I sorted Omar's emergency signing.
Oh, it's
they
just
lost
ignore him.
6-3.
It's Josh, tell him he's an idiot.
Right, okay.
Tell him to... I'll speak
Well,
to him
I'm
later.
sure he's got the...
Yeah. He's a Paddock coach.
Right, sound. Jezda Baby says, I don't think we should sign anyone over 28 period, and we shouldn't sign anyone over 24 unless they're world class. I don't know about that period thing, because Casemiro's mint, and I would never say no to him. Ericsson's mint, I would never say no to him. I understand you're thinking
It's
that,
weird,
because it is a
but-
bit like short-termism.
But you may say no to him before they arrived. This is your argument. I say, if you, when Ericsson was available, you don't know why. He was a great player. He's been at Brentford. He's had this heart problem. Do we really need him? Is it worth it? But he's come in and he's been unbelievable. So you got to give these players a chance.
Yeah, someone's in the comments saying RVP Larson. Like historically, yeah, there have been players that, you know, Edwin van der Sar was 35, I think, when we bought him, and he won the lot.
I always remember when we signed Van Persie, I spoke to my mate, and he was adamant, panic buy. But we still refer to him, Robin Van Persie, as panic buy. Panic buy. And then,
What's the worst opinion you've ever heard, like in terms of how it's transpired?
Donny van der Beek's the greatest footballer to ever play association football.
He said that
Like after United.
after United. Do you know what my favourite? I don't want to hate on Donny, right? It's not his fault, but I remember in the derby when because he's he's weird, Donny van der Beek, because he's usually with a lot of players, they're either popular online or they're popular in the ground. Like, unless they're just very popular players, like, who, you know, score loads of goals or do really well. Like Martinez, everyone loves him, and you know, Ericsson, everyone loves him. But you get players who, you know, are in and out of the team, and most of them usually have one or the other. They have the fans behind them in the ground or the fans behind them online. It's very rare you get both. But Donny van der Beek has both. I remember for the derby, where we lost 2-0, everyone in the Stretford end was chanting his name. He's warming up. Everyone's singing Donny van der Beek, Van der Beek, Donny van der Beek. Right. Eventually he comes on, and like the very first thing he does is nearly lays on a goal for Phil Foden. Like, he just plays a through ball for Phil Foden, who I think David De Gea
you know
saves
why
it.
though? Because if you started, he'd been used to the game.
Yeah,
that's what
I just remember thinking it's really weird. Like,
I just don't get it. And to be fair, it's not, I don't really dislike
he's the
him.
answer to our problem.
No, I don't dislike him. I don't think he's good enough, but I just hate the way that everyone loves him, and he doesn't deserve it.
It is very rare and a bit odd. I kind of understand the fact that when things were going wrong, he was the player that wasn't playing, so people go, oh, he's the answer. People don't just want to go, well, all the squad's crap. They'll go,
like
well, it's the one who's not playing.
3 managers now is just
Including his own manager.
Yeah.
Mike P says, this is probably the most sort of accurate and balanced and fair comment. Donny's a good player, just not at United. Yeah, I think he could go somewhere and do all right. I just wonder what his level what his level is now, because he's not played a lot for 3 years.
Yeah, it is hard to say, isn't it? It's when I say he's, well, like I say, I haven't really that much of a problem with him. I got the problem that everyone gives him the benefit of the doubt constantly.
Yeah,
but if we want to go and win stuff and be successful again, he's not the answer. The fact that, like I say, Ericsson's come in, who's getting on a bit now, and he's just showing you what a midfielder can do.
Yeah,
it shows you that Donny was never good enough for United.
No, I agree. I think that he flattered to deceive a little bit. Obviously did really well at Ajax.
No, you can't not
nominated for the Ballon d'Or, wasn't he?
Maybe that's what he needs to do. Maybe go back there and just reinvent himself.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's a crying shame that he got that injury when he was at Everton. I think that would have been his opportunity. But missing half your games when you're on a loan spell for injury doesn't do you any favours. And I think, you know, Ten Hag still sort of give him a couple of tickles on it, but I don't think there's anything solid there. B. Hughes says, we've ruined him. Josh Bamford says he should play in Spain. Josh Bamford always says, or the Netherlands. Maybe Spain or the Netherlands could be the answer for him. Is there anyone on the lovely production team who could make a brew? Alexis slinking out there. Callum Skaman, the most senior member as well. See, that is leadership. Stepping
Glass
up
of water,
there.
please.
Thank you, brother. Hey, that's why he's one of my favourites.
Big McKenna fan as well.
Get Jason Coffey, says Andrew Rollinson. Why is Mengi in red on the graphic? That indicates he's gone off. So he's been substituted for Real Betis. So that is what we do in our graphics. We show you who's gone off by putting them in red, and we show you the subs who's come on by putting them in green, I believe. Is that right? Yep. So just a little indication there. Sean Sheeky says, nice one, thank you. Would you make any changes if you're out tonight? He probably will, because it's a friendly. He's probably just going to change the entire team. But is there anyone where you go, let's give him a bit of a run out?
Maybe Savage, maybe like Zidane's at a half, maybe give Savage a half, swap them over.
Okay. Jedstead Baby, you staying live for the England game. We're gonna be live. It's gonna be myself, Abdullah, and Ethan James. So I almost forgot. So we will go live again straight after this. We will fire a link in the chat to the next live, and if you jump on there, you'll see myself and those two youngsters, and we'll be doing the England versus France game. So yeah, don't go anywhere if you're watching and you want to get involved in Watchalong, even if you don't care about England, because you know I want England to win, but it's not like United. Do you know what I mean?
You won't cry afterwards.
No, like if England lose today, I'll be annoyed for a few like an hour.
Yeah, I mean, if they lose
United
today,
lose,
I won't be.
a month.
I was gutted at the Euro final. I think it was the final though. I was.
Do you know what I was gutted about? Just Marcus and Jaden missing them penalties, because I knew what was coming. I knew it.
I never thought that would happen.
I knew once they missed them penalties, I knew, bro. Especially Marcus, because he'd had this thing where he'd been the golden boy, he'd fed all the kids, he'd made the Tories do a U-turn twice, and there was a lot of, especially in like a certain mindset of people who were waiting for an opportunity to hammer him. And as soon as he did that, they were on him. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think we can ever fully understand psychologically what that must do to a young man.
Yeah, of course not.
To have an entire nation blaming you and to suffer some of the abuse. And I think that's the one thing we'll say about David Beckham is when David Beckham had it, and to be fair, David Beckham didn't just have it in terms of abuse in the stands or whatever, with effigies hanging from lampposts and all that, which was horrific. He also had like the press hammering
he didn't have
I've never really seen.
The thing was, and I think people
dartboards on the back of the paper
learned from it.
It's
It wasn't only his footballing stuff; it was his personal life that people dug into and give him shit for.
You know, wearing a sarong and marrying a Spice Girl. Like, what does that matter? Who cares? Who gives a shit? And Jez, the baby says Beckham had the season of his life after '98. He did, and I'll tell you one thing that Fergie was great at. He's probably the best manager ever at doing this. Circling the wagons, getting that mentality, that siege mentality. People try and do it now and it doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? Jose tried to do it, but then in his siege, it ends up just him on his own because he ends up turning on his own players. But with Fergie, he'd be like, look, I think he said in his book, get back to United. Don't worry about all the noise about England. Do you know what I mean? Forget all that. We'll look after you. Come back to United. United fans obviously still loved him and backed him. And Fergie had that sort of thing.
Ronaldo,
don't worry, kid.
Ronaldo in the World Cup, it was
same again.
He wanted to go because he thought about the backlash of being in England.
Yeah, the press were going for him, and they were saying I remember reading articles saying Fergie should get rid of him. Like, and ever since then, Ronaldo has scored. Thank you, my friend. On average, about 50 goals a season. Imagine if we got rid of him. We won the title next season. The season after that, we won the Champions League, and he scored 42 goals.
I'll just. Is that right?
Yeah,
Brand,
this is
Tom
all
Brand.
right. Do you know what? I think we should. You know what would go nice with these?
Go on.
Some donuts. I think we should get some donuts in or something. What do you reckon? Just eating on a stream, innit? It's not nice. Get involved in the chat and the comments anyway, and let us know what you think about England, about Manchester United. 0-0 against Real Betis. Who's that? Our kid.
It's a good question.
Does anyone know? It's one of those mysteries nobody knows. Does anyone know who is on the panel with Wes Brown from MUFC? I know it's
Mark
Sullivan, Wes Brown, and another lad. I don't know who the other lad is. Does anyone know? Has anyone got MUFCs watching it? And let us know. James Rinkeby says, what's your favourite flavour crisp?
Oh, mine's like, it's an obscure one because you can't get them as much anymore. You can get them at hospitals, train stations and airports, but I don't see them anywhere else.
Right, go on.
Walker's Worcester sauce.
I knew he was going to say Worcester sauce. Should have said it.
The greatest crisp
Why do you
ever.
only get them at
'Cause
hospitals and
Because the only place that
stations?
sell them anymore. Go in a
Really?
shop and try and get Walker's ones, purple packet.
Is that why you're always hanging around hospitals?
Yeah.
Because you want Worcester sauce crisps?
Yeah.
Hey, lingering,
Oh, so
around,
to be fair-
lingering around the waiting room.
To be fair, last time I had them, I bought a box of them off Amazon.
You bought a box of Worcester sauce
Because I
crisps
couldn't
on
get them,
Amazon.
and you can't even get the boxes anymore off Amazon.
You are truly one of a kind, my friend.
What are your favourite crisps?
Depends what mood you get me. Skips. I do like prawn cocktail. I do. I'm not going to lie to you. Someone is saying purple knickknacks. James Rigby says, got to be tangy cheese Doritos. They're good. Yeah. I'm going to be starving by the end of these watch-alongs, honestly, because I'm going to have to wait until the end of watch-alongs to eat. And by then, that time, I might have to go and get myself a big fat munch. Greg Clayton says, guys. Oh, no, he doesn't say guys. I don't know why I said that. He says, would you guys take Giroud as an 18-month stopgap? Smashed it in the World Cup so far.
No, because don't get me wrong, he's an amazing player, but I'm sick of us buying old strikers to do a job for a year and a half. I'm sick of it.
He's another stopgap, innit? He is. There's no two ways about it. Total stopgap. And also, he wasn't.
And we usually pay these
That
players as well.
amazing
We
in the
pay him
Premier
so
League.
much money as well.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a full 11 change here because everyone seems to be doing intense workout.
Who's saying that? He just put Giroud in his class, you're mad. Who's saying that? Who's me?
Yeah,
Ethan.
Zlatan was, but he just...
And Callum as well? Right.
You can go to Ipswich
You
and
both
Newcastle then, can't you?
Wrong. Yeah. Would you have him at Newcastle, Ethan?
Yeah.
Giroud? Would you have him at Ipswich?
Don't need him in top of the league anyway.
Don't need him in top of the league anyway, says producer Callum. Yeah, but don't forget, Ethan, you buy shite like Chris Wood. Do you know what I mean? Who gets his annual goal and that's him, done for the rest of the year. Saying that they're above us, aren't they? Martin P says, Jay, what about Dembele from Lyon or Mitrovic until summer?
Possibly.
Possibly. Yeah. Dave Pritt's going to stick his neck. Callum Skaman, this brew is fantastic, you know. It's really good.
I don't know. It's like we're watching these games, watching these kids play, and it's like give these a chance. I mean, are we really that bad in midfield at the moment? I don't think we are. We've got plenty of midfielders.
But no, up top.
Oh, top. Sorry.
Mitrovic and
Oh,
Dembele.
Mitrovic. Marcus is doing well. He's like I said, we're all pissed off he's not starting today, even though he's done well in the World Cup. Martial's looked class recently. Garnacho's there. You've still got Sancho, who's I still think can turn it around and be back to his best. Go on.
James Rigby. Do you know James Rigby, Ethan?
No.
He says Ethan's not even a Geordie. He's from Gateshead. He then comes back and he says, I'm more of a Geordie than he is, and I'm from Blackburn. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? I just associate anyone from the North East as a Geordie. It's like if you're from like Birkenhead onwards, you're a Scouser.
I understand that, but it's like the weird strip in the of like Newcastle, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, where they're all slightly
Oh.
different
What, from
and they
the
all
rest of
hate
the
each other.
planet? Yeah. What is it you call people from Sunderland? Mackhams?
Yeah.
No, if you call them Geordies, they'd hate that. So,
Yeah,
so you call them
yeah,
Geordies.
that's true. Hey, fair enough. 3 goals says Geordie's Newcastle. There you go. We've cleared that up. Anyone who didn't know, thank you. Digamba Pradden says, City has Alvarez and Haaland as strikers. We have 50% fit Anthony Martial.
Remember them rumours when he was at Mulder? Solskjaer, you could sign him, you've had him before. And he's like, no, he's just a friend. Could turn back time there. Listen, Ollie, just fucking sign him.
There was a time when we were linked with like
No, it's just some kid.
Haaland and Bellingham.
Well, Bellingham did the tour of Old Trafford.
Yeah, we couldn't have done much more to get Bellingham.
He even got Fergie out. Come on.
Yeah, it just weren't happening.
I think it was his dad when it said that he guaranteed 90-minute football if he went to Germany, which is fair enough.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but you know, such is life. Yeah, we were after Haaland, but we didn't. Didn't we get Gallo instead?
Yeah, another player.
I mean, I liked Odie Nagalo, but
Yeah, I did, but
not
we didn't need
for
him.
his football, just because of his Insta and things like that. He looked like he loved life at United. But, you know, he was never going to fire in the goals to get you challenging for a title, was he? Harley is the COD god, says, will England win today? Dave.
Could go either way.
Could go either way.
No.
They could win or they could not win. That is the thing.
I'd put your money on either England or France.
Yeah? Yeah, I agree, to be fair with me. He's nailed it.
I hope so, but I think it'll be close.
What did you make of Ronaldo crying? Were you bothered? Someone's put "see you later," and I don't know.
I've got no interest. Sure, series on now.
Shola, man like Shola Terry.
It's not even the fact that he was been a dickhead with what he said about Ten Hag and stuff like that. He's obviously pissed off his Portugal manager. It's what I'm really disliking about him at the moment. And it's not even what he's doing. It's Piers Morgan licking his ass.
I know that does my thing. Can we update socials as well to give the changes on there? Yeah, I can't be doing Piers.
So I'm disliking Ronaldo more because of Piers Morgan tweeting. I don't even follow him.
That was absolutely shocking by Scott McTominay straight away. And his mate got him out of jail there. Who is it who's in goal for us?
Is that Dubravka gone in? Or is it? I can't even see.
Scott McTominay dilly-dallying in midfield there and he got dispossessed. Yeah, we will get an update on the teams. Number 22 for United.
Is Heaton? Is Heaton even there?
Yeah.
It might be him.
We'll let you know on the changes. Give me 2 secs and we'll find out the changes and them lot can update it as well.
Yeah, Sam Murray's on. So it was Sam Murray.
Yeah.
Shoretiere's on.
Let's have a look.
Zidane's still on.
Yeah, apparently United's app hasn't updated it.
Oh,
yet,
is Gerardo come on for Brandon?
Which is why we've not updated it, because they've not updated it.
Is Brandon gone off?
Uh,
Gerardo, maybe.
I think so. Bob Bates says, Jay, I'm going for a 2-1 draw, so he's sticking his neck out there.
I just don't want to go in penalties.
Sean Sheeky says, Guy, how has Iqbal been? Is he showing the pre-season class? We've seen moments, haven't we?
Who's that, sorry?
Zidane.
Yeah, he's looked okay. Yeah, I wouldn't... Nothing to write home about, but he's looked all right.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I know Sam Murray's gone left back. I know what I'm talking about.
Apparently the commentator doesn't even know
Sam
that.
Murray's got his left
where
back
they
for
sound,
Williams.
Right.
Shoretire for... I can't remember who's in midfield. So Zidane's still there, McTominay's still there.
Zidane's still there, yeah.
Isaac Aaron, so that'll be for Isaac
Kobe
Aaron.
Mainoo's on.
Is he?
Shoretire's on. Apparently. According to the graphic that we're
Tom
seeing
Heaton.
Tom Heaton.
Alanga's still on. Sure Mainoo's on, yeah.
Well, that's what you just said on that graphic.
Well,
Can you not see him?
Well, no, McTominay's there, and Zidane's still
I
there.
can't see him, to be honest with you. I don't know where they...
Is Zidane still on?
I don't think Manu is on. Who's 73 there?
That's is it Shoretire? So Shoretire's come on for Isaac Hansen-Aaron. Gerardo's come on for Williams. Heaton's come on for De Gea. Murray for Williams. I think that's it. Then I think there's four changes.
Kobe Manu. You see, he's talking about Kobe Manu
Yeah.
then. I'm trying to work this out. This is very, very difficult. I think that's Kobe Manu there, number 73.
Goal.
And Betis have scored. Fekir. The fucker.
Just
Sat on that all day.
it's just set piece. Got a couple of passes from it and then good finish. It's pretty easy, wasn't it, that?
Four changes. There we go.
So the keeper, Heaton, Murray's on. Shoretire's on. Is Manu on? So who's Manu come on for then?
De Gea, Williams, Hansen and Martial are on.
Oh, Martial. So Shoretire's gone up front.
There we go. Cleared that up. We'll get everything changed accordingly. I mean, it would be nice not to lose these two friendlies, wouldn't it?
It was great.
Do you know what I mean? Not that it matters in the grand scheme of things, and let's face facts, you know, probably next week you'll have forgot about it. But, especially for the youngsters.
After the England game, everyone.
Yeah.
No, it'd been nice. It was. You just hope there's a way to get back in this. They've not really tested the keeper in the first half, so you don't be. Oh, then again, they've just given the ball away in the box.
Iglesias there. Aaron Wan-Bissaka cutting out the cross. Weird, isn't it, how he just doesn't fancy Bissaka at all. Or Wan-Bissaka, I should say.
I mean, he's got reason for it, and he's not. I mean, he's got moments of utter brilliance, but then there's other times when you just look at him.
I thought he would have got a bit of a chance, but he just sort of went, nah, you're not for me. Even at the point where if we have an injury now, when Delo was suspended, he moved Malacia over to right back, didn't he? He was left back, rather than putting Wan-Bissaka in, which I thought was a bit odd. Like the fact that he's so far, you know, fallen so far from favour, you won't even trust him for one game. Because he was our first choice right back for 2 seasons.
Yeah, and he had moments where he did look decent, but I can kind of understand. But maybe he's just seeing what he's like in training. Maybe it's just an effort thing, and if he's not putting it in, he's just going to get picked.
Maybe, yep. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Let us know what you think about this game so far. Obviously, 1-0 down. Are you bothered? Never want to see United lose, but you have to just put it in a bit of context and go, it's a friendly. We're playing basically the resis, and we're still making changes, so we shouldn't look too much into it. Or do you think, no, what? No, you need to get results. Sachit Sani says, he's been decent game, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, first half. Broken Gazamania says, first half was a bit naff.
You just got to look at it in context, aren't you? You just think we've got coming up. I don't even know when the date is of it. Barcelona in the Europa League. Who's really?
We've got some big games.
Yeah,
coming
who's
up.
really
Barcelona, Burnley,
the
Yeah.
Bees.
The Bees. Yeah. Brentford, probably. Benfica.
Borough.
Winners, yeah. Taplow. Scott McTominay with what can only be described as a robust challenge.
I've fucked
He
up
just
here.
got up there after making that challenge, Scott McTominay, and turned to one of the youngsters and said, just calm down a bit. Yes, as you nearly break someone's leg with that challenge. Seems to be enjoying it as captain, doesn't he, McTominay? Shouting at people. He likes that, though, and he shouts at everyone, doesn't he, McTominay? He's
Yeah.
not scared of that.
He's tried it from the halfway line. Oh,
Hey,
just
I'll
went
tell you
over.
what, if that had gone in, Tommy may as well take his gloves off, leave the stadium and not come back. I mean, fair play. Is it Iglesias? Who's your favourite Iglesias? Is it Enrique or Julio?
Julio,
sorry.
But he was a bit of an abusive father, wasn't he?
Oh, was
So yeah, I think he.
He used to be a goalkeeper for Real Madrid as well, Julio Iglesias.
Really?
That's
What, the
like-
singer?
Yeah,
Was a goalkeeper? Was he
right. Julio
the
Iglesias.
same person?
Yes. Look. Julio Iglesias.
The
right,
singer?
Early life. Yep. Da-da-da-da.
Enrique's dad.
Yes. This is from his Wikipedia page, so we know it's facts. He alternated playing professional football with studying law at the San Pablo University in Madrid. In his youth, he was a goalkeeper for Real Madrid. Oh, Castilla in the second division. Sorry. Well, his
never
football
knew
career
that.
was ruined when he was involved in a serious automobile accident in 1963, which left him unable to walk. So yeah, he's Real Madrid's reserve team though.
I never knew that.
Goalkeeper for Real Madrid. Yeah. So, man for all seasons.
I'll take that back. I'd say Enrique because I think he did the greatest World Cup song.
What did it?
'98 was it?
Enrique Iglesias.
I think it's called "Here We Go." Ole,
Yeah,
ole, ole. You'll know it when you hear it.
Hey, here we go, ole, ole,
Oh,
ole.
it's a
What's the
banger.
follow-up
He did it in
verse?
Spanish.
You're going home in a
He
St.
did it in
John's ambulance.
Spanish and in English. It's a right banger.
How did I not know this about? I don't
I think it
remember
was
this.
'98.
Enrique Iglesias did the 98. I think didn't he lose all his powers once he got rid of his mole? Let me have a look here. I'm trying to find it. So this is. I need to find his. It must have been.
singles. It was
I mean, I can't find anything to be honest with you.
Oh, it wasn't. You're wrong. I'm totally wrong. It wasn't him.
Who was it?
It's Ricky Martin.
Wow. Hey, can I apologise to the,
To the
Spanish
Enrique-
and
Enrique.
Latin American community?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't. It's not. It's not you. It's the other one. This guy does the best Ali G impression. I can't do it. Go on. I don't. Oh, it's not you. It's the other one.
The other what?
Yeah. That's racist. Yeah.
No, it was Ricky Martin.
It
Sorry,
wasn't-
I'm sorry.
It was, yeah. It wasn't him. It was. It was actually.
But that was
someone completely
Well,
different.
that's the best World Cup song anyway.
Ricky Martin. How did I miss that? Ricky Martin.
Because it was what, Dario G came out at the same time, the unofficial one.
Don't you hate it when they do that? Right. Bloody hell. Ricky Martin's Wikipedia page is about 17 fucking pages long. Ricky Martin singles discography. I didn't realise how busy he'd been. I don't know if he even released it as a...
Must have known if it's a World Cup song.
I can't. Are you sure it's Ricky
Yeah.
Martin? Let me have a look. Wait a minute.
I'm going to look myself.
Ricky Martin.
Imagine if it's someone else.
World Cup song. Oh, no, yeah. La Copa de la Vida. Yeah?
Banger.
So, yeah, the Cup of Life,
That's it.
it was
That's
called,
it.
yeah. Yeah, and he created the song after FIFA requested it as an anthem, and it was the official song of the 1998 FIFA World Cup. Yeah. It's been met with universal acclaim by music critics.
I told you it's a banger.
Yeah, it looks like it's done well as well. It's absolutely smashed it.
We're going to score in this game, Jay.
It got to number 29 in the UK single charts. So, yeah.
Where did it peak? What countries?
It was number one in Sweden and in Switzerland. and in Venezuela, yeah, and in Italy, and in Germany, and in France, and in El Salvador, and in Costa Rica, and in Belgium, and Australia. Japan, it got to number 68. They weren't feeling it. Scotland. Since when does Scotland have their own charts? Scotland got to number 33. I don't know how I managed that. Got to number 45 in America.
Not into football, though, are they?
No, they're not. They don't understand it. Despite the efforts of Clint Dempsey, a.k.a. Deuce. Hey.
Yeah. Learn all about music today, aren't
You do, yeah. That's better. Come on. No, that is atrocious. Right. Ilanga here. Wan-Bissaka crosses it in. Too much on it. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're watching. Free Gold says, we're on the march with Ali's Army. That was the one from 1978, wasn't it? Alan McLeod's Army.
I don't know that one.
One where Archie Gemmill scored. That was the Scotland manager who said that Scotland could win the World Cup, or we're going to win the World Cup.
I don't think they did
They didn't get out of the groups. But you got to be positive, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know what? Plus, you know what your manager's saying? Well, we've got no chance. Joy says, "What happened to getting that Rashford tattoo, Jay? Watch this space. More will be revealed." Yeah.
Waiting to
don't
see
worry.
if he's got a World Cup trophy in his hand first.
That'd be the perfect pitch, that wouldn't it? In with the World Cup there. Well, you know, a bit of that. If the Gamer Pradden says, if you for some reason want to understand Americans' view of football, search for Dana White soccer. What's Dana White been saying?
Oh, he said it's a shit sport and the kids play it.
Oh, yeah, there's the guy that said it like 3-year-olds play it.
Yeah.
So,
The guy,
Do you know what I mean?
the guy who said like UFC is the best sport, but he's never been a professional fighter.
right, so let's have a look. Dana White, because I saw something about this. And I didn't sort of fully read what he'd said or... he says he can't stand soccer. It's the least talented sport on earth and claims there's a reason that 3-year-olds play in resurfaced video. I always love that, a resurfaced video. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when was it resurfaced from? Soccer, whole of the ball game, White told reporters in a clip that was resurfaced during the World Cup. I can't stand soccer. Sorry, I'll do it in his accent. I can't stand soccer. I think that's the least talented sport on earth. That sounds pretty American, doesn't it? You run around, you kick a ball, the American added, before a reporter interrupted him to tell him that he wouldn't have such a hot take if he were in Brazil. Dude, I say this in every country where you're playing a game where the net is this big, right, and the score is 3-1. So he's not a fan.
Not a fan.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Bit of hockey there. Not a fan of that either. Hockey, for me, is the American sport that's most like football.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I've never really watched American sport. I know, like, Joe watches quite a lot of it, and we've had Carl Anker on who loves it. But I've never, none of them. Maka likes his basketball. Steve's been getting, I think Steve's sort of been getting into certain sports. I think he's been invited to certain sports. I don't think he's that into it. But I think he's been to watch American football and stuff.
I used to play hockey.
Did you?
Yeah, when back in the old Ultram ice rink, used to be under 10s at Altrincham.
Really?
Yeah, and then they shut the place down and said if you want to carry on playing, you got to go to Blackburn.
Did
So
you
it
give
was
a foul for that? Like, it's so soft.
So that was my career over.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I only played hockey at school, like not ice hockey, just normal hockey. I was a goalkeeper.
Nah, I never played normal one.
Right.
Wasn't posh enough my school.
What do you mean, posh? Well, I did go to grammar school because I was
There you go.
smart enough to pass me 11 plus.
I passed mine, but
I lived in Pines.
you know where I passed William Hume, but they wouldn't accept me.
Really?
Well, I think it was 2 places off a 3 place.
Yeah, there's some subs here. So
Deshaun.
Emeron is coming on,
Okay. Let's do.
and Joe Hugel's coming on as well.
Maybe they're looking for a goal now.
Eric Ten Hag was deep in comment. Looked like he was getting a bit heated then with him and Anthony Langer, but I don't know what was going on. I don't know if they were both moaning about something or arguing. Couldn't really tell. Still 1-0 if you just join us. Garnacho and Langer are off.
To be fair, Garnacho hasn't really done.
And it's
that
Joe
much, has he?
Hugill and Noam Emeron who have come on. I mean, we've weakened ourselves there,
Yeah.
and with no disrespect to the youngsters who come on. But you know, the most obvious one to do something was probably Garnacho, and now he's off. Be interesting that Wan-Bissaka looks like he's probably going to get 90 minutes. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think about this, about the England team. If you've seen that, that's out now as well. Anything Morocco knocking out Portugal, Ronaldo crying. Do you care? That's Dave. That's yours. You're not bothered. It's a sad end, isn't it, for Ronaldo? Do you know what I mean?
No.
This season,
He's
right?
not conducted himself well.
No, he hasn't. But this is the thing, right? This season,
That's
he could have
great.
gone. He could have gone right. I'm obviously not main man at United anymore, but I'm gonna be like the elder statesman, help some of the younger players come through, and be used when needed. And probably play a few games and stuff. And do you know what I mean? Oh bloody hell! I mean, Betis there looking for another goal. Looks nearly got one there. I think that Heaton did well there because it looked like he was going to get caught out. Can United counter? No, because we've just given the ball away. Sam Murray, I think, was it who lost the ball. Betis here.
Good play,
Save
that.
there from Tommy with his foot. Betis coming down the right-hand side now. He's going to whip that in. Cut out. Still can't get rid of it, United. It's a bit all over the gaff. Betis have managed to get it out of the feet. No. They're trying to... No. I mean, it's just a bit messy.
Yeah,
to
it
me.
wasn't enjoyable.
About 22 players in a square metre of the pitch. Do you know what I mean? And that's a terrible pass there from the Real Betis defender to give us a bit of a breather. Mercurial Blonde says, this is barely football.
It is football, but it's just
It is football.
not enjoyable,
but
is it?
There you go. We've just given the ball back to Betis there. Oh,
That's the wrong pass, wasn't it?
yeah. Oh, and that's a bad touch. This has begun to look like a Sunday League game. Everyone's giving the ball away. People are flying in with challenges. It's genuinely terrible. Like, that 1 minute spell is amongst the worst 1 minutes I've seen involving a United game or of a United game in about 10 years. It was shocking.
That's what makes it brilliant.
That's what makes it brilliant. That's what we love. Blighty Kastai Kigai says prison football. Yeah. It does remind me of that scene in the film Scum.
Ray Winston. That film.
Yeah.
I saw it years ago. I can't really remember it. But still.
Stephen Law says this is pretty controversial. Says, hey, you in the hat. I see you on a bus in Manchester about a month ago. So there you go then. Thanks for that, Stephen.
Don't give me asking me about me. Where can people find me anymore?
Right, well.
No, but possibly.
Hey, what were you doing on a bus? I thought you'd been banned from buses. Right,
No,
great
that
Manchester
was a
Transport
long time
Police.
ago. God. Let me back on.
If you just joined us, it's 1-0 to Real Betis. Manchester United have made a load of changes. Not really got going at any point in the game. And this game is descending into something resembling the swinging sporran versus the Red Lion. Oh, and as I said that, though, Zidane Iqbal's done a bit of skill. There you go.
I don't know. That got through to him. But
We've actually won a corner, I think, which is a sort of
that's a
seminal
great-
moment in
great
this
ball
game.
to him. Yeah, I don't think... Is it a corner? Yeah, that save again from Heaton.
Yeah, Heaton doing well there with his feet. Just showing a replay of a save he made earlier. All right.
Still got it.
Yeah, he's done well there. No. Didn't set himself properly there. Who was it who had that shot?
It
Was it Emeran? Yeah, no, Emeran had a shot there from the edge of the box. Tried to curl it in, but just he got his bearings all wrong, basically. It was about 5 yards wide. Doesn't really tell us anything, this game, does it?
No.
70 minutes almost in. I know
Yeah.
nothing now that I didn't know 70 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's not like I can go, well, he looks good or he looks bad or he's, you know what I mean? It's just, almost a training game, innit, that's not really showed us anything with a load of youngsters and McTominay and Martial.
And Wan-Bissaka.
And Wan-Bissaka and Heaton and De Gea.
Yeah, it's not been.
Where are Real Betis, by the way, in the league?
That's, he's done well there.
The 6th, so it's a decent team. Do you know what I mean?
Have they got many players at the World Cup though?
That's a very good question. Let's have a look. So the last time they played, oh no, I can't even. Oh, that's a friendly. I'm trying to find out if they've got. I don't think so. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know what. That's not going to tell me anything. So. Got Manuel Pellegrini there. Dressed all in black. I think he is. He's an hooligan. Daniel Farr says, I'm happy Brazil and Portugal are out. United needs as many stars available for the season restart. Steve Garvey says, where did you meet Eric the King, Jay? And where did he buy that card? It's a lovely card, that one he was wearing. It was like an event in that there London. Mac got invited to, and he invited me along with him. I was allowed to go with him. So it was really weird because there was Eric. He was like the main event. It was me, Eric, and the Croatia and Brazil games on and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, do you watch it there with it?
Yeah. And then we got there, and then Harry Redknapp was there as well. Chris Kamara, Big Nasty was there. If you like him, don't you? You're a big fan of all his stuff.
I don't really know him, to be honest.
Well, I'm not as though. I know he's got that show on Channel 4.
I couldn't tell you anything about him, really.
So he was there, just as a guest, as a visitor, not as part of the attraction. So yeah, it was a bit of an odd mix, but it was great because obviously I've never met Eric before, so you got to meet him. Maka was chatting to him for a little while. His brother was there as well. Was chatting to him, and yeah, it was just a bit different, something different. Obviously, a great day when you get to meet Eric the King, and also chatting to likes of Harry Redknapp and Chris Kamara, and yeah, and then obviously Croatia caused that upset as well, didn't they? Which was a bit of a turn up.
Who did Eric bring? That's the question.
Who did what?
Like McCullough brought you. Who did Eric bring along?
Well, his brother was with him, so I imagine he brought his brother. There you go. We've got a picture there. Can we get that on screen? That is me with my proud, happy, can't believe this is happening face. And that's Eric with, who the fuck is this geezer? Get him away from me face. And why does he keep sniffing me?
Does look angry, doesn't he?
Yeah, he was lovely.
He's a good card.
I was so nervous as well.
Would you tuck the shirt in though?
What? With that Carter?
Yeah.
I don't know. He gets away with anything, doesn't he? There was this story, wasn't there, where Lee Sharp always tells it where...
Ooh, good save.
Good save. Tommy with a great save there from a Real Betis header. They had an event, and it was a black tie event at United in like 1993 or whenever. And Fergie was like, right, I want you all there. I think you had to wear your club blazers, your shirts, your tie. Like, we've got this event. It's like an awards do, whatever it was. Everyone, you've got to be there in your in your best dressed sort of club blazer, tie. And he said, Lee Sharp, I think it's Lee Sharp, turned up and he had his top button undone. Fergie went berserk. Fucking stay here, what you doing? Get that top button done up, get your shirt on properly, your tie on properly. And he said Eric walks in with fucking flip-flops and like his own suit and like no shirt, and Fergie doesn't say anything to him. He says, hiya. Do you know what I mean? It's like Eric can do what he wants. So yeah, I think that's still true to this day. He can. But no, he was just dead chill, do you know what I mean? And I think I like about Eric Cantona, he's honest. He was the one that said he's not into Qatar having the World Cup, and he's not done any work for it. And he could have done.
Yeah.
He could have got, he could be commentating today for French football, or for English, for Sky or ITV or whatever. They'd have him on as a pundit, wouldn't they? Pay him a load of money. But he's not into it, and he's still got that sort of
terrible pass
strong,
McTominay.
Sort of political views as well that he's always had. He's always been quite a fighter for certain people. So yeah, it was good to meet him, obviously, and just a great day. Arm says, J Motti is my dad, J Motti is my dad, J Motti is my dad. That's not true. What are you looking out for? It's not. He's lying.
Is he?
Mike P says, Jay, that's one to pull out on stay. Mr. I'm going to Paddy Evra's house to hang out. Yeah, he keeps going there. Don't need to stay. What's the script of him in Evra? He's Bezzy's now, what?
Oh, look at me.
Yeah.
It's not just that, though. It's like, Kaka's just going to say hello to Kaka.
You know what?
Bump into him, look.
It's funny when he chats to stay, because he moans about things that you just think, what are you moaning about? He's like, I was chatting to him the other day, and he's like, Do you know what, though, right? It's a fucking nightmare today. I was like, wow, what's up? He goes, I've got to get a fucking flight over to Dubai to meet up with everyone. Oh, yeah, that sounds horrific. How are you going to cope? Do you know what I mean?
It's from Qatar as well, so, that's short distance.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So he's living his best life. I'm looking forward to Steve coming back and we can grill him.
No,
He can tell
it's
us all his
amazing what he's
stories.
doing, though, isn't it?
It is.
Really
And
is.
listen, I'll give Steve a load of stick and all that, but he puts the work in. He does like, me and my footballing opinions, the fucking right on my research on the back of a match book, but Steve's well into his football, he does all his own work, and he's reaping the rewards. And obviously he's been doing a lot of stuff with Rio Ferdinand, and it's paying dividends, and rightly so. DeGambert Pradden says, Evra just told Steve he has a great footballing brain. There's no need to lie, I don't think go that far.
We just said the same thing as well.
Arm says, Jay, I'm going to see you in Dublin. You're my dad. Don't lie. Okay, fair enough if you come to Dublin. Just on that front, we are going to be in Dublin on the 30th of December. Myself, Joe Smith, Adam McCullough, Stephen Howson, and Brian McClare. So a full-on Manchester United legend is going to be there. We're going to be having a big chat, big live event. It'll be a laugh. Come down if you can get down to Dublin on the 30th. You can see there's a link there in the chat, and there's a little description there below me. You can see all that. Tickets are on sale. We'd love to see your support. Get your support down there. It's our first ever live event at Stretford Paddock, and we appreciate it. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to seeing you there if you can get down there.
Is this your first one? Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, it is as Paddock.
Oh.
We did one as Devils.
Right. Yeah, because that blew my mind. I'm thinking it was your but
Blew my mind.
But it's Devils.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So we did one as Devils, and I think we did a couple as Devils. I know we did one. I did one where we did it. It wasn't just me; it was all of us. I think it was in the Nag's Head pub. Not Nag's Head. Yeah, it was Nag's Head pub upstairs.
Yeah.
We did one there one night. I'm not sure if we did any others. I don't know if they did any others before I was heavily involved. But this is certainly our first one as Stretford Paddock. We wanted, to be honest with you, we wanted to do this for ages. We wanted to do it not just with I looked like a decent ball then from Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but didn't quite work out. Not just with not just in Dublin, sorry, that's like the start of hopefully many. Aaron Wan-Bissaka just had a air shot, yeah, he went to shoot and it didn't happen.
He's got the best view in.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Because they're showing Real Betis fans, but there's only about 2,000 of them there. It's just so strange. Swing and a miss. Andy Stultz says, Jay, you watching the game on your phone, the England game on your phone? We're going to have the England game on after this. So as soon as this finishes, we're going to go over to another stream, and I'll put a link in the description, and we'll do the England game. So come and join us for that.
15 minutes, and
it's gonna literally be as soon as this ends, we go over to the other Watchalong and we'll do the England game, the Watchalong there. Because this game, to be honest with you, hasn't been very exciting.
no. Maybe they knew ahead of time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this stream redirects you to the England Watchalong, so your viewers can just stick around, don't even have to do anything. Yeah? Is that true? Yeah? So you don't even have to press anything. Just sit there, watch it, and it becomes the England Watchalong.
Like it.
Like it, though. Do hit that like button. Yeah? What's his face says, we love you, England, we do. We love you, England, we do. We love you, England, we do. Oh, England, we love you. Is that true?
I think he likes England.
Is it? Is he an England fan?
I'd say so.
James Rigsby says, you're too good to us, Jay. Don't worry about it, James. We've always got time for you, bro. This game, right, is a waste of bleeding time. I don't know anything. I thought Zidane's done all right.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say he deserves to start the next game. Or
Fucking right, I would. Drop that donkey Casemiro and get Zidane in. I'll get clips up that and down my throat.
It's been a waste of time because all that's happened really is Ted Mengi's pulled his hamstring.
Yeah, there is that. And also, it's 2 losses in 2 games if it stays like this. What's his face says, I am, sir. Good lad. He's an England fan.
We're like detectives, aren't we?
I know. Me and you. Tell you what, we have put everything to rights. We have put the world to rights this watch along. This is a good question. King Dino says, who do you think Eric Ten Hag wants to win? Presumably from England, France, not from Real Betis versus Manchester United, because that would be insane if he didn't want United to win.
I'd say he probably wants England to win because of Maguire, Shaw, Rashford. He probably wants them to come back from the World Cup positive, in a good mood. If France win,
Do you know what? I think he'll probably look at it and go and get Varane home.
yeah,
Varane for France is the one that worries me.
exactly. But if Maguire comes back, winning the World Cup, playing every game, it's the confidence boost must be unreal.
Yeah, I think the sell-on value more than anything for Maguire. I'm not hating on Maguire because I've stuck up for him quite a lot.
I think he's played well in this World
No,
Cup.
I think I've said this on the stream the other day. Maguire for England is meant. I don't get why people. I don't. If you're an England fan and you hate Maguire, then I'm sorry, but you're a dickhead because he plays very well for England and is also one of England's most successful defenders ever. Literally.
What's the England fan we've figured out? He was an England fan. Does he even like Maguire?
Well, I presume what's his face? Oh yeah, he's put Mags has been a giant. So he's even given him a nickname, Mags.
Mags.
Mags. Hey, has a Mags he calls him. Yeah, so a World Cup semi-final, a Euros final. I think he played every game in the World Cup. Scored in one of the games, or he might have missed one of the games. Sorry, scored in the World Cup as well. Played very well throughout the tournament. It's what sort of put him in the shot window for a lot of people. And then the Euros was in the team in the tournament. Got star of the match against Germany. Banged his penalty in top bins. Hey,
One of the greatest penalties you'll ever see.
I've never seen a penalty better than that. There might be some that are on its level. But
I think it's up there for
firing
me.
it, rifling it straight into the
It's up
top.
there with the Ajax one where they just passed it left and right. And
That shit, I hate that. Passing penalties. Look at us at Ajax, total football. I'm going to pass to Jesper Olsen, and he's going to give it me back and going to tap it in. Pathetic. Just
They
shoot.
didn't even invent it. It was Scots. The Scots invented
Well,
it.
that's
didn't
nicking things off the Scots. Who do you think you are? Well, Edward the Longshanks. Yeah, it's all right. I just if I'm taking a penalty, just shooting.
they? I mean,
I hope someone's here.
Gerardo and Savage are coming on.
Oh, here he is. Hey, talking of the World Cup. Our very own little World Cup star. You might have seen him doing his socials. Abdullah. So he's going to be joining us on the watch along. It's going to be me, Abdullah, and Ethan. I'm gonna grill Abdullah on what he's been up to over there because he was living his best life. He looks a bit fresh as well, doesn't he, Abdullah? It looks like it agreed with him over there.
Yeah.
Qatari climate. Amar says Maguire still looks dodgy for England. Can't check his shoulder. A basic concept taught to academy kids. I don't think he does look dodgy for England. I'm not going to lie. Who's come on there? I missed that.
Gerardo and Savage.
Savage.
Zidane Iqbal, and I didn't see who the other one is. I probably want Bissaka, I'd say.
Sam Murray, was it?
No, Sam Murray's on.
Already.
It would be Wan-Bissaka, I think. Yeah, he's playing right.
I jinxed him. Didn't want to say that Wan-Bissaka is going to get 90 minutes. The Life Guardian says World Cup tour in 2026. I want to see you in America. I want to do that. La la la, America and all that. Yeah, America.
It's a big
US,
distance to cover, though, isn't it?
Mexico, Canada. We could go to the northernmost ever World Cup game. Think about it.
Is that true?
If it's in Canada, saying that though, the games in Canada are in the south of Canada, I've noticed.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
Russia, did they have
Oh
some high
yeah,
on?
shit.
Yeah.
They'll have had one, won't they? It's higher.
Cheating.
Ruined it. Hey, God damn it all. Yeah, no, I want to do that. If I can get a pass from my lady friend.
Guadalajara.
What?
If you do one in each country.
Yeah,
One World Cup, 3 countries.
yeah, in a day. Yeah. Like one of those YouTube videos. I did 3 World Cups in 3 countries in 24 hours. Yeah, and a picture of me or you or Joe on a thumbnail like that with all these plane
that.
tickets and countries and arrows. It
If you had a Vancouver, Washington,
Yeah.
on the same day,
Yeah.
you could do that and then get a jet to
A jet?
to Mexico. Yeah,
Why are you talking like my granddad in the 60s?
No, like
Get one of those jets.
private jet.
Like a private jet?
Yeah,
You think that's Stephen Olsen? Hey, I'm just going to get a private jet.
In order to do it.
No, I reckon you could get a not a private jet, just a plane.
But what if it gets cancelled?
Well, then you're fucked.
Exactly.
I
private
reckon there'll
jet
be
guarantee.
there'll be a gate, right? There'll be one, right? There'll be a day where when the World Cup starts, it's 12 o'clock kickoff, 3 o'clock kickoff, 7 o'clock kickoff. There's like 3 hour gaps in there.
So you do Canada, the early one.
Yeah.
America, the
I
late
reckon
one,
you
and then
could
the
do
next
it.
day.
Let's have a look.
Well, no, but they wouldn't be 24 hours though, would it? You got.
I think right. Let's have a look at on the stadiums of the World Cup. Let me see if I can get it on a map so we can have a look. So, oh God, I'm struggling here. Let me have a look here. So there's Seattle, San Francisco, Sophie Stadium in Los Angeles, and Levi Stadium in San Francisco. Imagine aren't that far away from each other.
Country though.
Oh yeah, shit. We all get to 3 different countries, don't we? Sorry, you're right. Oh God, yeah.
So Vancouver.
Oh right,
Seattle.
Monterey to Houston. That isn't far.
No, but you do that. You do Seattle,
Vancouver,
Seattle.
Yeah.
And then you get a jet
to Monterey.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because you can do Vancouver. Oh well, yeah, or maybe yeah.
It's the way to do it. You just got
I think you're right.
get enough people.
That is a mooch though. Seattle to Monterey.
Get a GoFundMe going, hiring a jet for a day.
Like that's I think you might have to do it like. Oh yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard. I don't know. I don't know if it's doable. Maybe.
Just ask in the chat. Is any your fans got a jet?
I think you could do it within 24 hours. I don't think you could do it within the same day.
But the trouble is 24 hours.
Yeah.
If you're going to the early one, the next day the early one's the same time as that, so it's past 24 hours.
What do you mean?
Well, if it's 2 o'clock
yeah,
kickoff, the next day 2 o'clock kickoff, that's already happened.
No, but if you do the night one there,
Ooh.
and then fly over for the morning one, and then the afternoon one. So you could do the night one in Vancouver, fly to say Houston, do the morning one, and then do the afternoon one in Monterey, and then you've done 3 countries in 24 hours. I don't think you can do 3 countries a day, but you could do 3 countries in 24 hours. Should we do that?
I think you'd be.
And I don't think we need that private jet thing.
But it'd be nice,
do you know
though.
what the trouble is, right? We're saying this, right? I guarantee there will be about 50 YouTubers who've already got videos doing this.
I know, but they haven't been responded to by YouTube himself. Which ones?
Yeah,
big fans, aren't
YouTube tweeted us the other day, didn't they?
Let's get them involved.
Yeah, let's do it. I think we could do that. I think that'd be funny. Yeah, what's he say? Faces 48 teams in it next World Cup. 48 teams, and it's like 3 games or something. Sorry, 3 teams in a group, I think.
What?
That's what I was reading. I don't know what the full plan is, but I think it's pretty drastic the way they've changed it.
3.
Paul Cook says, "JU legend, you're a legend, Paul. Thank you." Martin P says, "Biggest threat England have tonight is keeping Griezmann quiet." We're going to be going live with England in about 5 minutes. So stay with us. If you want to watch an England watch-along, we are going to be doing it. I don't know where... Oh, Abdullah's got off. I'm presumably going to the toilet. I'll be back. So it's going to be me, Ethan, and Abdullah. Jay, where in Dublin is the show on the 30th? I will put a link in the description. I think if you click on that link... Oh, no. What's going on here? What have I done? Oh, no. I've had that link there for ages. And I've lost it. Yeah, I think that should give you the full details of where it is. It's in the Red Cow Complex. But I'll put a link in the chat. Someone said Dave getting kicked out, lol. No, he's not getting kicked out. He's just, it's
Happens all the time.
Don't give me that. Right? It's a long time to doing a 4-hour watch.
There was a watch along last week or the week before where you kicked me off it.
No,
well.
I promoted you. Right, what is the most important show on this channel?
The Academy Review.
Undoubtedly, second most important show on this channel behind the Academy Review. The Brew.
The
right?
news.
You got promoted to The Brew. The news, yeah. All right. Third most important show on this channel behind. Right. Fifth, right. You get the idea. You got promoted onto The Brew. Listen, watch along. Come on. Send a penny. The Brew.
I had to go and watch it in a bar.
Which show was Rennie Merlenstein on? The Brew. Yeah. Fabrice Muamba. The Brew. Henning Berg. The Brew. Yeah. Danny Simpson. The Brew. It is the elite of the elite. Yeah. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can be on a watch along. case in point, you know, we've got Abdullah on in a minute and Ethan. But to get on the brew, you've made it.
I remember my first brew experience was a bit of a crazy one.
Go on.
It was down here.
Right.
When they
Yeah.
used to be the other way around.
Go on.
It was Steve was on it.
Right, that's a fucking rarity.
And McCullough and Cam were telling him to be more energetic.
Oh god, I know what's coming here now, yeah.
And he walked off.
Yeah, it was I think it was transfer deadline day, right? So Macca's turn.
That was my
up.
first experience
Yeah.
with brew.
And then Macca's had in his head, because it was transfer deadline day, that we should be more like Sky Sports, like, oh, you know, what's going on? Oh, I've got a text. It looks like, I've just had a text from Sam Allardyce. He said something is happening somewhere, like all that sort of shit. And that wasn't how, you know, how we operate. And Steve was like getting a bit more annoyed as people were shouting him and telling him how to perform.
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
In hindsight, he was brilliant.
Yeah,
At the time,
which is
like,
not
is this
what
how
you do
usually
with
goes?
Steve. And then there was a guy in here, I remember, it was Casey, I think, a lad called Casey. He used to do the news and stuff. Casey Evans, he writes to me now, I think. He said something, and that comment, that sent Steve over the edge, and he just got up, and he just stormed off, and that was it. And yeah, that was me and you had left sort of.
McCullough took over, didn't he?
McCall took over. McCall came inside, and what made me laugh about that, Steve does that, right? And you think, oh no, you know, he's fuming or whatever, and then next time he chats to him, he's not asked. But yeah, he was having none of it. I think he'd had a stressful day as well. Arm says, thank you, Jay, love you. Thank you, brother. Brian Casey says, loving Dave rocking the new Paddock merch. What's this?
Oh, just exclusive stuff for Puma, isn't it?
What Paddock merch? I don't recognise that from our merchandise that we sell on paddockmerch.com.
Good plug that.
Yeah. So you're coming on here selling Stretford Paddock
I'm not
FC
selling anything else.
merch.
I just think it's good merch, so I was wearing it.
All right.
Last one I was wearing your Paddock merch.
Rightly so.
It's in the wash.
We've got 2 minutes left of this drivel. Not to disparage the United players, but it's been a bad game, right? And then we'll be going over to the England game. England taking on France in the World Cup quarterfinals. You can also look at our merch below on that graphic. There you go. There's a very, very funny. Well, there's lots of good merch there. Some funny Lisandro Martinez merch.
I rock the Fernandez one quite a bit.
Yeah, I know it's not. I like that one.
I love that shirt.
Ethan Wade Woodard says, I'm your biggest fan, Ethan, all the way from South Africa. Love South Africa. I was there for the World Cup in 2010. One of my favourite ever experiences.
Did you go to all three capital cities in 24 hours?
No, I didn't. I should have done, shouldn't I? I went to Bloemfontein. I went to Johannesburg. I think I watched games in those two stadiums. I think. I can't remember. Brian Casey said, sorry, I should have specified Paddock FC merch. It's okay. I know what he's like. Arm, or AARM, says, Kobe Mainoo deserves to be on the bench. What do you think, Jay?
You can't really go off anything of this.
Yeah. I like Kobe
I
Mainoo.
love Kobe
We've
Mainoo.
got
I think he's
to
brilliant, but-
handle him.
But this is just...
Once this game ends, we're going to wrap up straight away and go straight onto the England Watchalong. Yeah? So Tommy Eaton's coming up for the corner.
Is he really?
Because he thinks it's the Champions League final.
Oh, but if he scores, though, it'd be worth the whole...
Right.
Oh, no, he's not. He's taking it.
All right, I thought he was coming up for it. I stand corrected. He's taking a free kick in his own half, so he's nowhere near coming up for a corner. I've just got everything wrong there. It wasn't a corner. He wasn't coming up for it. It was a free kick in his own half. That's that. We're going to be back. Ethan James is going to join us. Abdullah is not here, which is perfect timing for him, seeing as the game kicks off in 2 minutes. So thanks to everyone who got involved in the comments in the chat. We're going to do the England watch-along now. So stick around, yeah? You may have noticed that we don't exactly just do commentary on it. We're just having a laugh. So it's going to be me, Ethan, and Abdullah on the watch-along. Dave, where can people find you?
On the bus, apparently.
On the bus. Thanks for joining us. Real Betis beating Manchester United 1-0 in a pre-season friendly, which, to be honest with you, I'm already over. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stick around for the England watch along. Thanks for watching. Now it's time for England to take on the French.